Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of Klamath Falls Falcons baseball on 104.3 960 Sports and on mybasin.com. Today, the Falcons back out on the road for an area doubleheader as they get ready to take on the South Medford Colts. My name is Josh Eldridge. Alongside me is Walter Hartley today, coming to you live from South Medford High School here in Jackson County, just a couple of minutes away from first pitch of a doubleheader this afternoon. Going to step aside for 2 minutes. When we come back, we'll introduce you to today's starting lineups, talk about what happened the last time these two teams met back on Tuesday, and get ready for a great day of American Legion baseball. It's all coming up on 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
What are the best words you can hear tonight?
Order ready for Susan?
And if you hear those words at Abby's, you know it's going to be a legendary meal. Your pizza is loaded with toppings to the edge, premium ingredients, and real cheese. Yeah, baby. Gather with friends, play some video games, and watch the big game on TV. That's made Abby's a legendary pizza tradition for generations. And when you're ready to hear those magic words,
Tom, your order's ready.
you know where to go. You're always welcome at Abby's.
There's something special about this place. It's more than the quiet mornings and the open skies. It's more than the scenery. It's the people. Around here, people still wave when you pass by. They check in when something's wrong. They show up when it matters. At Sage Credit Union, we're proud to live and work in a region that believes in each other. A place where neighbors lend a hand, small businesses thrive, and generosity runs deep. We believe that being part of a community means giving back to it, not just with dollars, but with time, effort, and heart. That's why our employees earn paid volunteer time. That's why you'll see us at food drives, fundraisers, and the local fair. We show up for our community. This isn't just where we work. This is where we live, where we give, and where we grow. Right here, in the coffee shop, at the fundraiser, and in our local branch. At Sage Credit Union, we've found our people. We'll see you around town.
At Pacific Power, we can't predict the future, but we're preparing for every possibility. With more extreme weather year-round, we're investing in an energy system ready for what comes next. By strengthening the grid, using smart infrastructure, and drawing from our diverse energy resources, we're not just powering today. We're designing an energy system that's built to weather tomorrow. Energy that makes powering your greatness possible.
And welcome back to Falcons baseball on 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com. The Klamath Falls Falcons on the road today for an area doubleheader against the South Medford Colts. Starter on the mound today for South Medford is Max Ely, going up against a Falcons order that goes like this. Carson Sims is batting leadoff at the shortstop position. Corbin Hamilton, the first baseman, bats second. Jacoby Takini, the catcher, batting third, followed by Ian Meyer at third base, batting cleanup. Hitting fifth is Colin Takini, the pitcher. P.J. Safford, the designated hitter, bats sixth. Hitting seventh is Trustin Thomas in right field. Ty Teeters is the second baseman, batting eighth. And hitting ninth is Harley Hoblet. About ready to start today's festivities. A little bit ahead of schedule. His first pitch comes in at 12:57. It's a swing and a miss from Carson Sims. 81 degrees today at first pitch and warming up. It's going to be up near 90 by the time our games finish today. But right now, not too bad as the 0-1 pitch misses low and away to Carson. Count to him is a ball and a strike. Doubleheader back on Tuesday. The Klamath Falls Falcons defeated South Medford 11-0 and 9-1 in two games as Sims chases a curveball there in the dirt. Counts a ball and two strikes. For Sims at the plate, might have left a little bit to be desired up there. Was 0-4 across two games, but played well on the defensive end, but trying to make his mark with his stick here today. And he just might here as he pokes the 1-2 pitch into left field for a leadoff single. Breaking the hitless streak for Sims there as he's aboard to start the ball game. Brings up Corbin Hamilton here for the Falcons. We'll introduce you here to the defense for South Medford. Nate Kuhl catching today. Gunnar Dale is at third base. Liam Edgar at short. Randy Patrick at second base. And Charlie Burton's at first. Luke Nash in left. Oliver Ackley in center. And in right field, it is Cole Johannes. First pitch to Hamilton, laid down as a bunt down the third base side. Dale is up with it. The throw to first is not in time. Hamilton beats out the bunt single. In the meantime, Sims advances to second as well. So Some small ball there working for the Falcons at South Medford. And it brings up Jacoby Takini.
You know, sometimes the first base coach will call safe when their runner is running towards first. I wonder if that ever gets in the ump's head. Like, do you think that ever bothers them?
I don't know about bother, but I mean, maybe a little help with the call.
Well, they're always going to say safe. They're never going to say out on their own player.
Yeah, that's also true. First pitch to Takini misses upstairs. Our first base coach today for the Falcons, Joe Takini. Sean Teeters down the third base side. Craig Connor in the dugout today as well for the Falcons. Jacoby Takini bats here with 2 men on, nobody out in the top of the first inning. Pitch on the way, off speed. Nice bender there from Max Ely. We'll take a look at the numbers here for Ely on the season. He did pitch 2 innings against the Falcons back on Tuesday, but over the course of the year, Ely has pitched in 8 games. This is his 5th start of the year. Hold that thought. Takini blasts one into the left center field gap, and that's likely going to be extra bases. Sims is in to score. They wave in Hamilton, and Takini is into second with a stand-up double, and Jacoby just continues to swing the bat like a man on a mission. He had 3 doubles across 2 games back on Tuesday, and just added another one, driving in a pair of runs, and the Falcons lead 2-0 early in this one.
Usually for the Falcons, they need a little bit of like a feel-out period, but it looks like the feel-out period was back on Tuesday.
Yeah, you make a good point. When you play a team, you know, you play everyone in your league 4 times across the year as Ian Meyer steps in, takes strike 1. Oftentimes, there's a bit of a gap between when you play those teams, but here, you make a good point. No feeling out process. We saw these guys only a couple days ago, and saw Ely a couple of days ago, too. You know, like I said, he pitched a couple of innings against Klamath Falls back on Tuesday. He pitched 2 innings, gave up 4 hits and 3 runs, and so they saw him a little bit.
That's something that Pete Rose said about the MLB, is that's why it's easier to hit.
Hold that thought. Flare ball out into right field. Jacoby Takini gets waved in. The throw from right is not in time. Takini slides in under the tag. And an RBI single for Ian Meyer. And the Falcons now lead 3-0. Jacoby diving in safely there, and another RBI for Meyer. By the way, he advanced to second base on the throw. And, yeah, you know what P. Rose said, I think the quote you're talking about was, he said hitting at the major league level is the easiest he's ever had to hit, because not only do those guys throw strikes all the time, but he's seeing the same guys every year in the same league multiple times per year. Yeah. And, you're exactly right. You see the same guy back-to-back times. Feel like you can start to swing a bit earlier in the count. Here, Colin Takini swings at the first pitch he sees. It's a ground ball to short. They try to get the lead runner Meyer at third, but the throw gets away from the third baseman. Meyer breaks for the plate and scores, and Colin Takini, who reached on the fielder's choice, will advance on the error. And Meyer scores on the same error. So no RBI for Colin Takini there, but already 5 batters in this inning. 4 runs have come across to score, and 1 more in scoring position here for P.J. Safford.
And no outs.
Yeah, it's been 4 straight base hits and then that fielder's choice.
Yeah, I can't help but it feels a little bit weird seeing such a good pitcher on the mound, and then also see the Falcons hitting so well against him. Because you can see Ely's breaking pitches, and they move like a foot.
Yeah, he's got good breaking stuff, but I think it goes out to the Falcons are jumping early in these counts. They're not letting him get to those counts where you might want to throw a curveball for a strikeout. They're swinging early because they've seen him. Here's a weak ground ball. Safford rolls over the curveball to the shortstop. And there you go. Safford offers up at the breaking pitch on the first pitch. They get him to roll over one, but in the meantime, Colin Takini does advance to third. Trustin Thomas getting ready to step in now. Runner at third base and 1 out. The Falcons already lead in this one, a score of 4-0. After Thomas in the order, it's Ty Teeters for the Falcons. Max Ely set on the hill, delivers the pitch, goes off speed away. Thomas takes that one in the dirt, works ahead 1-0. Thomas in the 9-1 win for the Falcons was 1 for 3, but he did have an RBI in the game. Here's the 1-0 pitch home. And it misses wide to Trustin, 2-0 the count. In the opener, Trustin also 1 for 3. Had a double in that game, though, and a run scored to go along with an RBI. Ely set on the bump. And the 2-0 home is going to be a checked swing by Thomas, and he holds up in time. The count is 3-0 to Trustin. Again, Collins stands at third I believe it's Chase Barrett now standing at third, as they had a courtesy runner come in for Collin, who was their starting pitcher today. So Chase Barrett at third, and it's a 3-0 count to Trustin Thomas. That pitch is going to find the zone. Ely works in against the right-hander. Not a bad pitch to try to battle back into this at-bat. But now Thomas can pretty much sit on a fastball here, pick one pitch in one location he wants. We'll see exactly where Ely goes. 3-1, it is the fastball, and fouled off. Thomas a little bit late on the heater, and the count is full. One thing you noticed as we walked into the ballpark today, Walter, I think pitcher's going to have an advantage. That's a tall pitching mound.
I was gonna say something about that. If you're watching it on the stream, that is not an optical illusion. Yeah. It is reality.
That's quite a bit taller than they've got back at Kiger Stadium. Pitcher's going to have a bit of an advantage today. 3-2 home to Thomas. Elevated fastball, line drive over the head of Edgar at short and into center field for a base hit. An RBI for Trustin Thomas. Give him another one there, and Chase Barrett comes in and scores. Walter, we were kind of looking at the stats before the game today. Trustin Thomas bats nearly 50 points better with runners on in scoring position than he does otherwise this season.
Yeah.
And you like to have him in those spots. He's really come through in a big way.
He's batting .222 with no one on, .268 with runners on, and .500 with the bases loaded.
Yeah, he's a guy you like to have in spots to drive in runs for sure. Here's Ty Teeters. First pitch misses up and in. Thomas takes off for second, and the throw down actually hits him. Kicks into center field, and so Thomas is safe, and it's a 1-0 count to Ty Teeters at the plate. Falcons already lead here by 5, and there's one out in the top of the first. Doubleheader today here in South Medford. And first one just getting kicked off here today. The 1-0 pitch to Teeters misses upstairs, 2-0. Teeters back on Tuesday was 1 for 3 in the opener.
Little bit of an advanced stat for Ty Teeters. He bats .286 with no one on, but with runners on, he bats .462.
The bottom of the order has been really impressive with runners on. You know, with Trustin and Ty, who's due up now. Even Harley has come up in some good spots, too. It's been really impressive to see guys at the bottom of the order swing the bat well with guys on.
It's kind of crazy. He almost doubles his hitting percentage with guys on.
Ty Teeters works his way aboard with a walk there. 2 men on, still 1 man out. And it brings up Harley Hoblet.
I like it. He's got the blue hood today.
Got to go. He's telling us always he's got it locked and loaded with the accent color. He told me the other day that at home he's thinking about wearing the blue hood on the white jersey. I said I think he's just got to keep the white hood. I think that's the way to go.
And I disagreed.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, I said as much, but
maybe I'm the odd man out.
I think so.
All right. Well, I can't win them all. I guess I can win most of them, but not all of them. The 0-1 on the way to Harley Hoblet. Curveball. Harley lifts that one into shallow right field. The second baseman, Patrick, backpedals, but the right fielder calls him off. A good play there by Johannesson Wright. That's the second out of the inning, and it brings up Carson Sims for the second time here in the first. Runners remain where they were. Trustin at second, Ty at first. Carson singled and scored earlier this inning. On the season, Sims is batting .353.
He bats .381 with runners on. So a little bit better.
That pitch misses upstairs. 1-0 to Carson. Guy who doesn't get a ton of opportunity with a lot of guys on since he bats in that leadoff spot. He kind of is guaranteed at least one at-bat a game with nobody on. But likes hitting in these spots. He swings over the top of a pitch low and away there. Counts even 1-1.
I wonder what it is psychologically that makes it easier to hit with runners on. Do you think it's that the pitcher is working out of the stretch instead of the windup?
I think it helps, but I mean, is it something psychological? I mean, you ask a guy like Carson Sims, for example, and I've gotten this pretty much straight from his mouth, what's your approach up there? He says, I don't think. I just want to go hit the baseball.
The best hitters often do.
Right. And so how much is it psychological? How much is it just coming up when your team needs you? Sims swings and misses at that pitch in the dirt there, goes down on strikes to end the first inning. But a productive inning for the Falcons as they plate 5 to open up the ball game and carry that lead to the bottom of the first inning next on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local community engaged.
Josh Eldridge and Walter Hartley back with you today on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. Falcons out to a 5-run lead as we get set for the bottom half of the first inning. Colin Tacchini getting the start today for the Falcons. It is his 6th start of the year and his 7th overall appearance. Colin has got a 4-1 record in 26 and a third innings pitched. He's allowed 18 hits, 10 runs, 9 earned. He's walked 6 and struck out 35 in his 26 and a third innings pitched. He's got an ERA of 2.39 entering play today. Looking for a quality start here out of Colin, the right-hander out of Lakeview High School. He's been quality this season, not only on the mound, but also at the plate this year. We could take a look back at his previous outings. Pitched a complete game against the Roseburg Pepsi at the 4th of July tournament. 7 innings pitched there. Gave up just 1 hit. And for Colin, that 1 hit was a bunt single in the 6th inning. Say what you will about that. I mean, it's certainly a fair play to try to lay down a bunt when you're getting a no-hitter thrown against you. But when that's the only hit that happens all day, the team doesn't really square up the ball at all. 7 strikeouts in a complete game, 1 hit shutout. That is a fantastic outing last time out for Colin Tacchini. As he gets ready to face Liam Edgar, Cole Johannes, and Nate Kuhl, top 3 in the order here for South Medford. Pitch from Colin, misses upstairs, 1-0 to Liam Edgar. Last time out against the Falcons, Edgar was hitless, 0 for 2, although he did walk when the bases were loaded, so he got an RBI in that contest. He takes the 1-0 pitch for a strike, and the count is even to Edgar. Starting shortstop today for South Medford. Here's the pitch on the way from Tacchini. Curveball, big bender. Believe that missed up, and the count is 2-1. South Medford entering play today, 10-7 overall on the year, 7-7 in Area 4 play. Falcons 22-3 overall on the season. They are 10-0 in conference play entering today's ball game. 3-1 the count to Liam Edgar. Tacchini trying to find the zone here in the first inning. From the windup, here he comes. That one is lifted foul, but maybe playable off to the right side. Hamilton hustling, but unable to get there. A lot of foul territory here at South Medford, although it's kind of cut strange off to the left side. There's a lot of open area here behind first base, and it'll certainly help the pitcher in that respect, allow his defenders to try to get some of these foul balls. But on the left field side, just beyond the bag, it cuts in pretty heavy, the fence does, and pretty much rides the foul line all the way out. So it shortens up in the outfield down the foul line on the left side. Full count, the pitch to Liam Edgar. And it is fouled off as well. Count remains full, 3-2.
That's the thing about pitchers with higher velocity. You don't really have to hit it that hard. You can just kind of poke it. And the velocity from the ball will bounce off the bat. We were talking about that a little bit earlier.
3-2. Slow ground ball out to second. Charging is Ty Teeters, and there's going to be no play to be made. Edgar speeds down the line and beats that one out for an infield single. And yeah, you're exactly right about that velocity question there. You throw hard, comes back at you hard too. Hitters sometimes like facing guys with a little bit of extra velocity. I know the Falcons do. If you talk to some of their hitters, 4th of July weekend tournament in Roseburg, it was something they had to adjust to a lot. Probably one of the reasons why they didn't score a ton of runs is they were facing guys with a little bit lower velocity. Having to adjust to that. Ball doesn't naturally carry as far. Sometimes can be difficult as Takini starts out Johannes with a pitch low and away for ball 1.
You know, you watch in the MLB, sometimes they'll put position players pitching. Sometimes they'll go 3 up, 3 down.
Yeah,
with
like
team.
Deep fly balls.
Yeah.
Because guys can't get enough distance behind it.
Well, that, and it's kind of like sometimes a slow pitch softball. It's almost like a curveball if you throw it slow enough. It just loops into the strike zone.
1-0 the count to Cole Johannes. And this one is a grounder out towards Sims at short, to Teeters at second for 1, on to Hamilton at first. And a pitcher's best friend, the 6-4-3 double play. There's 2 outs now in the first, and it brings up Nate Kuhl. Kuhl getting ready to step in here yesterday. In the opener was 0 for 2. In the nightcap, he was 1 for 3 against the Falcons. I was back at Kiger Stadium on Tuesday night. Here's the pitch home. That one is hit weakly down the first base side, foul. Count is 0-1 to Nate Kuhl. Max Ely, the pitcher, is due up next should the inning continue. Kuhl, the game starting catcher for South Medford. Takini ready with the 0-1. Here it comes. And I believe that one came in and hit him. And so Kuhl will get the free pass there, and it does bring up Max Ely. And we're going to have a courtesy runner come out for the catcher as well. It's going to be number 8 for South Medford. That's Roman Christie. Yeah, class of 2030.
Sun's out, guns out.
Oh, yeah. He rolls up the sleeves. Reminds me of the Ricky Vaughn look or something like that.
Yeah, you were mentioning that in warm-ups, how you like it.
I think it's a gamer look, you know. I think be serious about it. I think you have to have a certain attitude about you to pull it off, though. I think Ely's got it. That pitch misses low and away. 1-0.
I think that's just the general baseball attitude sometimes. It's like confidence.
Okay.
You have to have a lot of confidence stepping into the batter's box.
That's true. A lot of confidence to fail 7 out of 10 times and still get up and try again.
And to believe that you're good at it, failing 7 out of 10 times.
Counts a ball and a strike as Ely takes a pitch inside for strike 1. Aboard at first is Christie, and Takini ready to deliver home. Hit in the air, foul out of play off to the right side towards the softball complex. We've got the softball field behind the first base dugout. I think there's a second softball field down there too, and then there's a track and field and JV football field that's off beyond the right field fence as well. Ball and 2 strikes, the count to Max Ely. Runner takes off from first. Curveball misses high and in. The throw down is not going to be there. And Christie swipes second. Now a man in scoring position, still with 2 strikes on the hitter at the plate, Max Ely. On the season, Ely batting .343, 5 RBIs on the team. Doesn't get a lot of RBI opportunities, though, perhaps, with hitting towards that top of the order typically, although they've got him batting cleanup today. Earlier in the series, though, he was batting 3rd and bat 8th in the opening game of the series. So it seems like he actually moves around the lineup quite a bit. And I think as they slid down into second, they knocked second base out of place. So you got to get the digging tool out there, get ready for all that stuff, which is oh so fun. As we have a break in the action, I want to remind you today's broadcast on mybasin.com is brought to you in part by Gino's on East Main Street. Open up every single morning at 6:30, serving up their famous breakfast burritos. Those are served all day long, along with other menu items like burgers, monthly specials, and Italian favorites. You can order online at iloveginos.com or have it brought right to you with DoorDash.
Before this game, we were talking about how at Kiger, last time these two teams played, both teams hit a couple off the wall. Now, this field has lower fences, and it's a bit shorter than Kiger is. Plus the heat today, I wouldn't be surprised to see one go.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen really one. We haven't seen too many get out this summer. So, yeah, 320 down either line here at South Medford. We don't have a measurement for straightaway center field, as that curveball missed low. Count is full to Max Ely. I'm going to venture to guess, though, 350, 360. It's got a nice little arch out there, but don't have an exact measurement. And at Kiger, it's 385, so here's the 3-2 pitch. Takini trying to get out of this inning. Tries to jam him with a fastball up and in. It's over the head of Sims and down into center field. They're waving in Christie. The throw home is going to get kicked down the line, and no one is there to back up the throw. So Ely is going to wind up at second base. And an RBI single for Ely gets South Medford on the board. It is 5-1. Colin Takini trying to act as a cutoff man there and wound up being out of position to back up the throw that came in. Not that it probably would have stopped Ely from reaching second, but was kind of a tough one to make there for the Falcons infield, especially with Meyer at third trying to cover third with Christie running around the pillows too. So run's going to score there. RBI for Max Ely, and it brings up Gunnar Dale. Back-to-back 2-out singles earn a run. And that pitch is going to hit the batter, and Dale gets a free pass. If you could call that free after getting hit up on the shoulder.
It looked pretty close to his neck.
Yeah, that looked dangerous, but he looks to be okay. It seems like it got him in a okay spot. So
seems like it kind of made him angry, which you kind of want if you're the Colts.
Yeah.
You know, oftentimes in sports, if you're not super focused, you get angry. Helps you focus up. And
they're on a little bit of a rally too. We'll see if Burton can continue it for him. Like I said, after a double play, Cool singled, Christie stole second, and then Ely drove him in on that RBI single a moment ago. Ely now stands in scoring position. I believe he's still out there. Nope, they've got a courtesy runner in for him too. It is Julian Uribe out at second, and Gunnar Dale aboard at first. 2 outs in the inning. 5-1 the score, bottom of the first. Here's the pitch from Takini. Curveball waved at and missed. Nice one there from Colin, and the count's 0-2.
That was a thing of beauty. Swung right over the top of it.
He starts it in on the plate, and then it just breaks across the dish and away, too. It's just such a dangerous pitch. But now ahead 0-2, he can do just about whatever he wants. And he goes back to the well again, although this time it misses. A ball and 2 strikes. Randy Patrick due up next for the Colts if the inning continues. Takini set again. Teeters trying to keep the runner close out at second. Colin clocks it, now goes home with it. Fastball fouled off. Ball and 2 strikes. The count remains to Charlie Burton on the season, a .270 hitter for South Medford coming into play today. And along with that, 11 RBIs driven in, puts him third most on the ball club. 2-strike pitch again, and again fouled off. 1-2 the count remains to the Colts first baseman. Falcons in their red unis today. South Medford wearing all white, Colts written across their chest in blue. Ball and 2 strikes. Takini kicks and delivers. Curveball again. This one misses up and in. And count is even. Burton putting up a good battle here.
Yeah, this has been an excellent at-bat so far. We talk about how much we like baseball because it's a chess match between the batter and the pitcher.
Ground ball to first, backhanded by the first baseman Hamilton. Underhand toss to Takini at first, covering, and that time Colin wins that chess battle, gets out of this inning, allowing only 1 run to cross. He leaves 2 stranded, and the Falcons carry a 5-1 lead to the second on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Why do you think so many families choose Subaru here?
Because they're built for real life here in Southern Oregon.
All-wheel drive, safety, and room for everything from kids to camping gear.
And we've got Subarus in stock, ready to go when you are.
Plus, we're locally owned and deeply involved in the community.
When you buy from us, you buy from a dealership that supports Klamath Falls. Stop by and say hi.
Friendly, local, and easy to work with. That's us at Klamath Falls Subaru, right on Washburn Way.
Corbin Hamilton, Jacoby Tacchini, Ian Meyer do up this half inning for the Falcons as they get set to lead off the top of the second in a 5-1 ball game as they lead the South Medford Colts. In the first inning, the Falcons played at 5. They batted 10 guys around, trying to look for more of the same against Max Ely today. Hamilton was 1 for 1 so far in the ball game. He singled and scored in the first inning. Now digging back in. He's moved up in the lineup last couple of games. Spent the first 20 or so games of the season hitting in the 5 spot, and he's moved up the order.
Well, he's batting .409 this season, so it makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense to move him up the order for sure. Takes a curveball away for strike 1. Swings at the next curveball. Gives it a ride to center field, but that one is caught on the run by Ackley. And there's one out in the inning.
Wow. Good swing. He really caught it.
Drove that one well into the gap, but a good running catch there by Ackley.
That's the thing about baseball is that you can hit a blooper over the second base's head, and that's an easy single. But if you crank it to center field, even if it's just on a line, like a line drive to center field, still an easy out.
Well, we saw a perfect example of that earlier. Not to take anything away from the RBI single from Max Ely, but that ball, when it was hit into center field, touched the shortstop's glove as Jacoby Tacchini wraps one into left field. Another base hit for him as he just continues to swing the bat well this season.
There's an example of it.
But yeah, but again, not all hits not earn the same, not all outs earn the same in baseball. It's why I love this sport.
It's a nuanced game for sure, for sure.
Jacoby Tacchini being replaced on the base paths by Max Rogers over at first. And so Meyer getting ready to dig in here. He's 1 for 1 with an RBI from back in the first inning. Also scored a run then as well.
Ian Meyer's leading the team in batting average.
Ely delivers. Pitch is called a strike. Rogers breaks for second. The throw down's not going to be there. And so Max Rogers with a stolen base there.
Wow, Ian Meyer also leads the team in runs. 8 more than the second place on the team. He has 30 runs so far in the season.
Meyer's he just gets on base. His on-base percentage isn't that much higher than his batting average, but you get on base up near 55% of the time. Especially with the kind of offense that the Falcons have had this year. It's just impressive. And the impressive thing about it is you look at guys like Jacoby Tacchini who drive in a ton of runs. Colin Tacchini drives in a ton of runs. Meyer typically bats behind them in the order. And so those guys have already driven in their runs oftentimes by the time Meyer gets to hit. Now today he's sandwiched between them, but still been impressive this year.
Yeah, he also leads the team in hits with 38.
Line drive back up the middle, adds another single, and they're giving the green light to Rogers. Ackley throws in from center. It's cut off by Burton, and an RBI single for Ian Meyer, his second RBI single of the day. Drives in Rogers, and the score is 6-1 Falcons.
Also his 26th RBI of the season.
Yeah, it's just been an outstanding year for Ian Meyer in this summer. Yeah, I said it once, I say it again. He's a guy who had a middling role as a sophomore and a junior, but when he was given the reins in his senior season, boy, has he impressed. It's been fun to watch. On the move, and in safely is Ian Meyer at second. And that is a stolen base for Meyer. He's in scoring position for Colin Tacchini. By the way, that hit for Jacoby that got him on base a little while ago, that was his 9th straight hit in 9 straight at-bats.
Wow.
That is unheard of. You just don't ever see that. He's just on an incredible heater right now up there. And he's not maybe scoring that last run that came around as Rogers came in for him, but he's setting guys up to score runs for the Falcons this year. He's having a great season too.
I was wondering on the throw down why Nathan Kuhl was taking his time, but there was no one covering the bag.
Sometimes that could be tricky for younger teams. We were talking to Coach McHenry here at South Medford and one of their assistant coaches talking about, the youth of this team and how a lot of these guys played on the junior varsity squad for South Medford. A couple of them were varsity players, but a lot of these guys are going to be next year's, juniors and seniors. So sometimes those things, especially if middle infielders don't have a ton of games together, have to work that out. But Meyer's able to take advantage of it here and get into scoring position. Oh, 1 the count to Colin Tacchini, and a bouncer towards the left side. Up with it is the third baseman, Dale. He checks Meyer back to second. It's enough time for Tacchini to beat out the throw. And a nice job there, and a single for Colin. Meyer stays put at second, but great fundamentals at second by Ian Meyer. He stood off the bag just long enough for Dale to second-guess the throw to first, and enough for Colin to get in safely. We got a courtesy runner coming back in for Colin. Welcome back to the ball game, Mr. Chase Barrett. And here steps P.J. Safford. Safford grounded out his first time up, but an RBI opportunity with just one out in the top of the second inning. Falcons now lead 6-1 in this one. The first pitch to Safford misses low and away, 1-0. Safford, a .358 hitter this season for the Falcons. 14 RBIs and a chance at more here. Ely takes a look at the runner at second. That's Meyer. Second baseman Patrick trying to keep him close as the pitch misses up and into PJ. 2-0 the count. And after Safford, again, Trustin Thomas in the order today. Beautiful day for baseball here in South Medford. Not a cloud in sight. It's a little bit warm, 83 degrees, but with how nice it is today, there's a light breeze. I believe it's blowing in a little bit from the outfield. Just trying to look for a flag or any designation. Oh, there it is, over the right center field fence. Wind pretty still right now. If anything, it's blowing slightly out to center field, but probably less than 5 or 6 miles an hour. As the pitch to Safford finally called a strike, and he's ahead in the count 3-1 as Ely pushes the fastball across the plate knee-high to PJ.
A respectable on-base percentage of .433.
Safford rolls over one here to third base. The third baseman, Dale, takes it to his own bag for one, throws over to first in time, and that'll do it in the second inning. A 5-3 double play gets the Colts out of this one, only allowing a run. And they trail the Falcons 6-1 as we go to the bottom half of the second next on mybasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN. Expert care when it matters most.
At Pacific Power, we can't predict the future, but we're preparing for every possibility. With more extreme weather year-round, we're investing in an energy system ready for what comes next. By strengthening the grid, using smart infrastructure, and drawing from our diverse energy resources, we're not just powering today. We're designing an energy system that's built to weather tomorrow. Energy that makes powering your greatness possible.
Getting set now for the bottom half of the second inning on 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com. Due up is the bottom third of the Colts order. Randy Patrick, Oliver Ackley, and Luke Nash against Colin Tacchini. Boy, we are having a heck of a time with second base out there. They're bringing the tractor onto the field, Walter. Look at this. Got to pack it down out there. I don't know if there was a flood or if they're just wetting it or if they had to dig out the base. It's popped out a couple of times.
Those things are so fun to drive. I saw a couple of Colts players driving around in it before the game. It looked like they were having the time of their life.
All right, would you rather cruise around in the John Deere tractor or the Henley Hornets golf cart that we got at Kiger Stadium?
I got to give style points to the Henley Hornet Golf Club.
Yeah, that's the answer I was looking for.
To answer your question, no, Yellow Jacket is not a bee.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so for those of you who are not privy to our conversations during the commercial breaks, apparently there's not a bee's nest behind home plate. There's a Yellow Jacket's nest, presumably in the backstop here, and they're flying around me, and I don't like it. But okay, so what's the difference between a Yellow Jacket and a bee?
Yellow Jackets belong to the wasp and hornet family called Vespidae. Vespidae? Vespidae? Anyways, unlike bees, they have smooth, hairless bodies, narrower waists, and bright yellow and black stripes, and they are scavengers known to aggressively swarm human food. Here's how you can tell them apart between bees. Yellow Jackets can sting multiple times because their stingers don't have barbs to pull out. Most bees have barbed stingers that can only sting once before dying.
So I think these are Yellow Jackets, and I hope they think I'm friendly. I don't think they're out to get me. I mean, they haven't gotten me yet. So we're going to hope it stays that way.
I've noticed that a lot of bees are attracted to my blonde hair.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if it's like a flower or something.
You know, I've never been stung or bitten by a bee.
I'm a bee magnet.
Really?
Yeah.
Get away from me.
Dude.
I've never been stung or bitten, so I don't even know if I'm allergic or not, which is probably a dangerous thing. We'll find out maybe today. Who knows? Might be making a quick trip. First pitch, by the way, at the bottom of the second inning is looked at for a ball, misses away. As Colin Tacchini faces Randy Patrick. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one is lifted into the air, playable in the infield behind the pitcher's mound. Carson Sims runs a long way to put that one away. Was playing back towards the cut of the outfield grass and sprinted in to make the catch. One gone, and it brings up Oliver Ackley.
I'm sorry, I've been thinking this the whole game, so I have to say it, but Randy Patrick, that name has such aura.
Okay.
That strikes fear into my heart. I would
Really?
not want to pitch against a guy named Randy Patrick.
Is it everybody with two first names or just Randy Patrick? Because we also have a Liam Edgar on this team.
Yeah, but Liam seems like a nice guy.
Okay.
Randy Patrick, he seems like he's going to take me 400.
Okay, I could respect that. There's something to be said about the intimidation factor. Oliver Ackley takes ball one. Count is even to him after Tacchini pushed across an opening strike to start the at-bat. Ackley starting in center field today has made a good defensive effort so far today. Good throw-in from the outfield, although it wound up being late. It was an accurate one. He also made a good running catch out in center field earlier in the ball game. The count to him is 2-1. Ackley was 1 for 3 in the nightcap against Klamath Falls back on Tuesday. Here he lifts one to center field. Hoblet makes the catch. 2 gone in the inning.
2 up, 2 down. Not a bad start to the inning for Tacchini.
It was 2 outs, though, in the first where the Colts started their rally. To be fair to them, Cool singled, followed by an Ely single to drive in a run. So Colin Tacchini not out of it yet as Luke Nash gets ready to step in. Nash, the number 9 hitter in the order for South Medford. And was 0 for 4 across both games Tuesday against the Klamath Falls Falcons. Lineup turns over next. Liam Edgar on deck. Here's the pitch. It's called a strike. Tacchini goes with the two-seam fastball away from the righty. Breaks back across the plate, and he uses it to get ahead 0-1. Here is the 0-1 pitch from Colin. Two-seam fastball, same pitch, same spot, although this time a swinging strike from Nash, and he's got 2 strikes on him. Tacchini sets, kicks, and delivers. Two-seam fastball inside, jammed him for the swing and the miss. Down goes Nash to end the second inning. The Falcons carry a 6-1 lead to the third. Back after this on mybasin.com.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Bottom third of the Falcons' order due up in the top of the third inning. It's Trustin Thomas, Ty Teeters, and Harley Hoblet to get things going against Max Ely. Falcons lead a score of 6-1 here in the third. Pardon me, as Thomas gets ready to step in. RBI single his last time up for Trustin, was left stranded in scoring position, but trying to lead off this inning as he takes a pitch upstairs for ball one. After Thomas, it's Ty Teeters. Ely out of the windup. Here comes the 1-0. That one misses up again. 2-0. Goes back-to-back fastballs up against Trustin. Thomas likely going to be sitting fastball here. Batting from the right side. See faces Ely. Look to be maybe a two-seam fastball there. Catching the outside part to Thomas. 2 balls and a strike to Trustin, who on the season is batting .254 for Klamath Falls. That pitch right around the knees over the plate. Thomas now even in the count, 2-2. Ely trying to find that put-away pitch. Here it comes. Slider away. Thomas checked his swing, and home plate umpire says he checked in time. They want to check down to first. Did he go? And the first base umpire says he went. So Thomas is out on strike 3 swinging, and that is the first out in the third. And good outside curveball that time for Ely to get Thomas chasing.
Yeah, to be fair, that was a pretty filthy pitch.
Ty Teeters getting ready to step in. Teeters walked the first time up. He was left stranded at first base in the first inning. Ely delivers, and that one is going to be fouled straight back. That affect our camera shot at all there, Walter?
Yeah, it tilted us just a little bit. Just a little bit outside.
How's that?
Oh, shoot. Let's see. Yes, but the fence is in frame.
Take a look here in just a minute.
First pitch misses low for ball 1.
All right, 1-1 to Teeters. Harley Hoblet is on deck. That pitch misses low. 2-1 to Ty. On the season, Teeters is batting .400. Gets on base 52% of the time. That's impressive stuff. 3-1 the count to him. Supplemented by 13 walks on the season. He takes good at-bats up there. 3-1, a chopper to short. On 2 hops, Edgar is up with it. Throw to first is in time, and 2 up, 2 down for the Falcons here in the third. It brings up Harley Hoblet. Harley Hoblet getting ready to dig in now this season. Hoblet batting .292 for the Falcons. Only one of his hits has gone for extra bases this season. 1 double in 14 hits. Earlier today, flew out to right field. Here's the pitch. That one is hit back up the middle into center field, and a 2-out single for Harley. And the Falcons have a base runner for the top of the order. Carson Sims, 1 for 2 today. Singled in the first and struck out in the first. Got a run scored today. He's made some good plays on defense, helped turn a double play for the Falcons already. Made a nice catch behind the pitcher's mound earlier today as well. And here's the first pitch to Carson as he tries to keep a two-out rally alive for the Falcons. Ely delivers. Sims looks to bunt. The pitch is going to miss outside. They try to back pick Hoblet at first, but he is back safely. And the count is 1-0 to Carson. After Carson, if the inning continues, it's Corbin Hamilton. Ely set, looks in, and delivers the pitch. Sims turns on that one, sends a ground ball to shortstop. They take the short route to second, and that will end the inning. A single in the frame for the Falcons, but they can't do anything with it. They do carry a 5-run lead, though, 6-1, as we go to the bottom half of the third next on mybasin.com.
There's something special about this place. It's more than the quiet mornings and the open skies. It's more than the scenery. It's the people. Around here, people still wave when you pass by. They check in when something's wrong. They show up when it matters. At Sage Credit Union, we're proud to live and work in a region that believes in each other. A place where neighbors lend a hand, small businesses thrive, and generosity runs deep. We believe that being part of a community means giving back to it, not just with dollars, but with time, effort, and heart. That's why our employees earn paid volunteer time. That's why you'll see us at food drives, fundraisers, and the local fair. We show up for our community. This isn't just where we work. This is where we live, where we give, and where we grow. Right here, in the coffee shop, at the fundraiser, and in our local branch. At Sage Credit Union, we've found our people. We'll see you around town.
Top of the Colts order due up in the bottom of the third inning of a 6-1 ball game that the Klamath Falls Falcons lead the South Medford Colts in Area 4 doubleheader today. It's Edgar, Johannes, and Nate Kuhl due up this half for the Colts. Their league season almost done, as I believe they've only got a pair of doubleheaders left against their crosstown rival North Medford left on the schedule. Area teams in action yesterday included the Grants Pass Nuggets picked up a couple of non-league wins against Phoenix Cascade, 11-10 and 11-1. But again, looking ahead, the Colts will play at home against the Mavericks on Monday, and then on the road against the Mavericks on Wednesday. That closes out their season. First pitch of the inning is a ground ball out to short. Sims backhands it in the gap, throws to first in time, and a great play there by the Falcons defense. Sims with a fantastic throw in the gap. Hamilton with a great pick at first, and there's one out in the inning.
Yeah, we've mentioned this before, but it almost seems like he makes the hard plays just as well, if not better, than the routine plays.
Yeah, Carson I've said it every game. He just looks more comfortable out there, and he's even said it himself. You know, he's took a couple years off from playing the shortstop position as his primary spot, as the first pitch to Johannes is called a strike, 0-1. Spent this past prep season playing second base, spent last summer playing in the outfield. This year, asked to take over shortstop, and he says that it's coming back to him. And boy, can you tell. The 0-1 fouled off, 0-2 to Johannes. After Johannes in the order, it's Nate Kuhl for the Colts. Takini ready to deliver to the left-hander. And here's the pitch. Fouled off. Count will remain 0-2. Johannes grounded out into a double play his first time up. That was in the first inning. Takini faces him here with one out in the third. The pitch is a curveball rolled over to second base. Teeters up with it cleanly. The throw to Hamilton is there. Plenty of time for the second out. And so in steps Nate Kuhl for the South Medford Colts. Kuhl 1 for 1 today. He singled and scored in the first inning, what is so far the Colts' only run of the ball game as they trail Klamath Falls 6-1.
And it was in the third. Sorry, it was in this exact same situation when he singled as well. It was with 2 outs.
Yeah. Was able to start a 2-out rally, got driven in Well, he was courtesy ran for,
Oh!
but here he sends a comebacker to Takini, gloves it on the hill. And Colin with some quick reactions to get him out of the third inning. We're heading to the fourth next in a 6-1 ball game on mybasin.com.
At Geno's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us.
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food.
For your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes,
monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Corbin Hamilton, Jacoby Takini, Ian Meyer do up this half inning for the Klamath Falls Falcons as they lead South Medford a score of 6-1. Hamilton 1 for 2 in today's ball game as he gets ready to face Max Ely. And Ely leaves a curveball upstairs, falls behind here 1-0. Quick check of the line score as I have it for these two teams. 6 runs, 9 hits for the Falcons. For South Medford, 1 run on 2 hits. Count is 1-1 to Corbin. Hamilton shows bunt for the second time in 3 innings, lays one down in front of the mound, and this time beats the throw again. Hamilton with another infield single.
Boy, it's that long stride. What I thought was really impressive about that one is he bunted that one that was almost above his eyes, and he was still able to lay it down perfectly into the grass. You know, sometimes you get a high ball, and you tend to pop it up when you're bunting, but no, he was able to handle it, put it down, and beat the throw.
Great bat control. First pitch to Takini is called a strike. Hamilton on the move, and he swipes second.
Nobody home.
No one there to cover the bag. No throw down. Takini, now with the runner in scoring position, does have a strike on him, but the team leader in RBI trying to add another to the Falcons' 5-run lead. Ely ready to go. Takes a look at Hamilton, now delivers home. A slider misses away. And count is even now to Takini, who's already 2 for 2 today. Trying to do the improbable. 10 hits and 10 at-bats. He's on 9 right now. Is doubled already in this game and driven in a run. Here's the pitch. Takini hits one hard to right field. That one is over the head of the right fielder into the wall. That's going to certainly score Corbin Hamilton, and another double for Jacoby Takini. Man, let this guy eat. He is on a great streak right now for Jacoby Takini. This is impressive stuff. Ian Meyer getting ready to step in now. Takini adding his second RBI of the day, 36 on the season. And it brings up Ian Meyer. By the way, Rogers in to run for Takini at second. And here's the pitch. That one misses upstairs to Meyer. He works ahead 1-0. Meyer also 2 for 2 today. Singled in each the first and second innings. and drove in runs both times. Falcons now lead 7-1. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Ian Meyer, just underneath the fastball there. And the count to Meyer is even, a ball and a strike. After Meyer in the order, it's Colin Takini who waits on deck. Ely takes a look at Rogers, now motions home. Meyer over the top of the bender, counts 1-2. Meyer, again, leading the team in average, .514 hitter this season, 25 RBI. Here's the pitch. Curveball poked to right field. That settles down for a single. They're going to keep Rogers at third, and that will put runners at the corners for Colin. 3 straight hits to start the fourth. The single from Corbin, the double from Jacoby, now a single from Ian Meyer. As Colin Takini steps in, he's reached base both times today, although he's 1 for 2. He singled in the second, reached on a fielder's choice in the first. And we've got, I believe, Coach Sellers coming out, having a discussion with his pitcher, Max Ely. And as he does, we'll remind you, today's broadcast on mybasin.com, brought to you in part by Abby's Legendary Pizza. If you're looking for a great place to eat, head to one of Abby's Legendary Pizza locations for some of the best pizza in the Klamath Basin at 1919 Austin Street or 2226 Shalleck Street near OIT. Abby's Legendary Pizza, a proud supporter of high school sports. And I believe we got a new pitcher coming in. So we'll step aside here for 60 seconds, give the new arm for South Medford some time to warm up, and we'll be back in just a moment of a 7-1 ball game on mybasin.com.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides, and or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
The right-hander Randy Patrick now into the game for South Medford as he takes over for Max Ely in the fourth inning of a 7-1 ball game. On the season, Patrick making his third appearance of the year. He's previously pitched 3 2/3 innings. He's on the hook for 1 loss this season. 4 hits, 6 runs. He's walked 6 and struck out 8 batters. His ERA is pushing 10, but again, a small sample size of only 3 2/3 innings. He's going to try to work out of this inning. Nobody out for South Medford as the Falcons have runners at the corners. Rogers at third, Ian Meyer at first, and Colin Takini at the plate. The first pitch is going to miss in the dirt. Meyer's going to advance to second on that one. So 2 men in scoring position here for Colin.
Colin Takini batting .386 on the season, but has an on-base percentage of .478.
Here's the 1-0. That one misses wide. 2-0 here to Colin. Delivery from Patrick is going to miss in. Count is now 3-0 to Takini. And again, P.J. Safford is due up next. You'd love to have him up with the bases loaded. First base is open. Here's the pitch. That one misses upstairs. And a 4-pitch walk delivered to Colin. Bases loaded here for P.J. Safford, who's 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to shortstop in the first. Grounded out to third base in the second. And Chase Barrett, by the way, coming in to run for Colin Takini.
Well, bases loaded. That's a double-edged sword On one hand, it's going to be easier to score runs, but on the other hand, for the defense, it's going to be easier to get an out as there's a force out at every base.
So corner infielder is going to come in as Safford takes a pitch low. Middle infield, they are not quite playing in, also not quite playing for a double play either. The 1-0 is going to be called a strike, 1-1. The shortstop, Edgar, cheated a little bit over towards the bag, but Ely, the second baseman, is playing pretty much straight away. And so, while you're right, the defense may be slightly out of position ahead of the 1-1. It misses low, 2-1. After Safford in the order, it's Trustin Thomas for the Falcons. Here's the 2-1 home. Safford watches that one bounce, puts the stop sign for Rogers at third as that ball doesn't get too far away from Nate Kuhl. Want to give some credit to Nate Kuhl just for a quick moment. Doesn't let a lot get by him. Works hard behind the plate. And any guy in catcher's gear in this heat is going to earn some respect from me. The 3-1 is bounced up towards the middle, in and out of the glove of Patrick. He goes home with it and still gets the lead out. So good recovery by the South pitcher there, Randy Patrick, to cut down the lead runner, Max Rogers. In the meantime, though, Meyer advances to third. Chase Barrett to second, and Safford reaches on the fielder's choice. So bases remain loaded here for Trustin Thomas. This is one of the stats that jumped out to us before the game, Walter. Thomas coming into this at-bat, batting .500 with the bases loaded.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's 3 for 6, I think.
Yes.
That's a pretty decent sample size.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Guy you like to have with runners on. First pitch misses low, gets away from Kuhl for a moment, but again, hard work. Not enough away to allow Meyer to score.
Nathan playing it cool.
Okay. Okay. You get one.
Okay.
And there it was.
I get one name pun?
Yeah.
All right.
And you used it up. The 1-0 pitch. That one is hit into the left center field gap. The center fielder, Ackley, moving over. He makes the catch for the out. Meyer tags from third. He will score. A sacrifice fly and an RBI for Trustin Thomas. Makes it an 8-1 ball game here in the fourth. Still now 2 outs in the inning for Ty Teeters with runners at first and second. Barrett in scoring position. Safford aboard at first. Teeters 0 for 1 today. He's walked and grounded out. First pitch to him, a curveball misses in, 1-0. Harley Hoblet is on deck for the Falcons.
I don't know what it is, but today from the Colts, their curveballs are really moving.
I think a little bit is the angle we get to see. Hold on. Ball miss inside, gets away from Kuhl, enough to allow everyone to advance the station. You know, we sit so often upstairs at Kiger Stadium. We get to see the East and the West break, but not the North and the South so much. So those curveballs, you're right, they do stand out. It's fun to see a pitch move like they are today. 2-0, ground ball to short. Up with it is Edgar. Throw across the diamond is over the head of the first baseman and then is going to roll to the fence. Teeters turns and heads for second. Not only does Barrett score, but the error allows Safford to score as well. And the Falcons lead at 10-1.
You know, I think to add on to that effect, I think the fact that the pitchers are pitching from a mountain allows us to see how far the pitch is moving vertically.
Yeah, that's actually another great point. That kicking off and throwing downhill, not only does it give you some velocity, but yeah, we're getting to see what seems to be like an extra foot of break in some cases. I mean, you're right. These pitchers are really moving off that tall mound out there. First pitch, by the way, to Harley Hoblet, taken for a strike. He bats here with Teeters in scoring position and fouls it straight back. After Hoblet, Sims is due up next. Here's the 0-2. Misses low, good take by Harley. That fastball missing just below the knees. The throw back to the pitcher goes over his head. But Teeter's going to stay put at second. No harm, no foul. Hoblet singled in the third, flew out in the first. Trying to find a way to push across that run. The 0-2. Curveball misses up. It's kind of missed in, too. Good job by Harley to drop the bat, make sure it didn't hit it, go foul. And after falling down 0-2 to start the at-bat, Hoblet works even. Here's the 2-2 on the way from Randy Patrick. Grounder towards the left side. Another chance for Edgar in the gap. Against his body. He's not going to be able to make the throw in time as Hoblet beats out the infield single. Good effort by Edgar at short, but Hoblet turning on the Jets and beating out that infield single. He's now 2 for 3 on the day. Brings up Carson Sims, who's 1 for 3 today. Singled in the first, also struck out in that inning. Then he was out on a fielder's choice in the third.
You know, something that stands out only when it's doing a bad job, and when it's doing a good job, we don't really notice it, is the call from the ump.
I would agree with you. If we don't talk about the umpires, it's usually a good game.
And I'm talking about them now. Shout out to the ump. He's doing a really good job this game.
Yeah, we've had some good umpires. We've come over the hill here in Medford. Strike zone's been good. Base umpire's been good as that pitch comes in and hits Carson Sims. And 2 men are on. No, pardon me. Now bases are loaded as Teeters to third. Hoblet in at second. And Sims, after being hit by the pitch, is aboard at first. So here comes Corbin Hamilton for the second time this inning. All right. Hamilton, 2 for 3 today.
All right, Corbin Hamilton with the bases loaded averages a .333, which is below his batting average. His normal batting average is is 409. 409 is his normal average. He's batting .333 with bases loaded.
So even in the count here, a ball and a strike against Patrick. That one's going to miss low and in, 2-1. Score 10-1 Falcons here in the top of the fourth inning. Hamilton, like I said, already singled and scored once today. Oh boy, Walter, I hear an ice cream truck.
Ooh.
The 2-1 is going to miss outside 3-1.
You might have to excuse us for a couple seconds on air.
Hamilton working ahead of Randy Patrick. A walk here scores a run for the Falcons. Hamilton pokes one foul, counts full, 3-2.
Corbin Hamilton, 13 RBI on the season. He's got a slugging percentage of .530.
The OPS over 1,000 is the number that I like. Hamilton pops that one up off to the right side. Hamilton's OPS 173. Great start to the season. I mean, we got 4 or 5 guys with a 1 OPS. That's impressive stuff. Full count again. Runners on the move. The pitch to Hamilton hits him. And
Twice
a run will score.
Twice in a row.
Teeters scores. Hoblet to third. Sims to second. Hamilton aboard. And it brings up Jacoby Takini. So in thought of that ice cream truck that passed behind us, Walter, when you see an ice cream truck, what are you going for?
Well, you know how in Despicable Me 2,
okay, I like where this is going.
They use the ice cream truck to kind of kidnap the minions and put them on an island and then turn them into yellow furry creatures.
Okay.
I was kind of scared of that after I watched the movie as a kid, but now I love ice cream trucks.
Okay. Well, while that doesn't exactly answer my question, I'm glad you told that story.
We're all learning things today.
I guess we are. The first pitch to Jacoby misses up and in, 1-0. Bases loaded. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Takini is going to take strike one. 1-1. Takini's got 2 doubles today, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. He's also had Rogers come in and score a run in his stead. Here's the pitch. Misses up and away. I believe the count is 3-0 to Takini. Pardon me, 2-1. There you go.
In short, I'll take a Snickers bar.
From the ice cream truck?
Yeah, ice cream Snickers. It's an ice cream bar filled with Snickers ice cream.
Okay.
You've never had it?
No, I was hoping for some more whimsy than that, like maybe like a SpongeBob with the gumball eyes.
I'll take an orange creamsicle.
3-1 pitch. Gonna miss in. Takini walks, and another run comes in to score. Hoblet touches home. Sims to third. Hamilton to second. And Takini aboard, and likely going to see Rogers come out for the second time this inning.
What are you going to get? A Choco Taco?
Oh, that's actually such a good choice. I forgot that those even existed.
They don't anymore.
What?
Yeah, they discontinued them.
So that's how dare you bring them up?
Well, because you're old, so I was wondering
okay.
if you were around during that time.
I don't need this from you. We're going to go back to baseball. Here's Ian Meyer. He gets hit by a pitch. I guess we're back to ice cream talk. Hamilton to third. Rogers to second. Hamilton hit by a pitch. Another run comes in to score. By the way, 13-1 the score now in favor of the Falcons. I think, honestly, I like to keep it classic, though. I go ice cream sandwich. 2 chocolate chip cookies, vanilla ice cream in the middle.
Toll House.
Yeah.
Got to get that Toll House ice cream sandwich.
Yeah, and you got it. The key is there's a sweet spot where, because if you just rip it open and start eating it right away, the ice cream is too hard.
Yeah.
Right, but if you wait too long, then the cookie starts to get kind of like cookie dough.
Yeah.
You can't have it then. So you got to really, there's a sweet spot you're looking for.
You're so right, Josh.
Yeah.
You're a genius.
I know. I couldn't,
A man of genius.
If you're curious about ice cream, I'm the guy to talk to.
Wine? No. You got to give him.
No.
His palate is built for ice cream.
Yeah. I don't want to go to no wine tasting, none of that stuff. Ice cream tasting, count me in. First pitch, grounder to third, through and into left field off the bat of Colin Tacchini. Hamilton is going to score. They wave in Rogers. He scores as well. And we get some action. It's a 2 RBI single for Colin Tacchini as Hamilton and Rogers touch home. In the meantime, Meyer advances to second. And they're still 2 on. And I believe just 1 out in the inning. Yeah, just 1 out.
Are you sure? No, there's 2 outs.
Okay. I'm looking at my scorecard, and I only have 1 written down. Oh, the out at home was the other one. Okay, so we got a sacrifice now to home. So there are 2 outs in the inning. And Safford is being pinch hit here for by Jacoby Nickerson. Nickerson batting .324 this season.
Colby Medeiros running out there on first base. Nice to see.
First pitch to Nickerson is swung on and missed. Count is 0-1.
Let's see if the Bowtown Bandit can swipe something.
He's got a runner in front of him.
Yeah, that's true.
Myers at second. Be curious to see if Medeiros sticks around in the game defensively too. Not only does he pitch, but also plays a little bit of the middle infield spots as the pitch to Nickerson misses wide there. Ball and 2 strikes to Jacoby, and it looks like we've got another pinch hitter due up next if the inning gets there. Chase Barrett on deck. Here's the offering. That one misses into Nickerson, so after falling behind 0-2, he runs the count even. 2 balls and 2 strikes as Patrick really laboring out there. He's given up a number of free passes in this inning, trying to end the bleeding in a 15-1 ball game. The 2-2 misses up. Counts 3-2.
You know, something that we say often about Carson, but I think it's true about Colby as well. He's just an athlete. I got to watch him play some basketball earlier.
Yeah.
Pretty good ball player.
Colby Medeiros. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That pitch misses up and a walk to Jacoby Nickerson. Loads the bases again. Meyer to third, Medeiros to second, Nickerson aboard at first. I honestly think that you could say that about a number of the kids on this team, but there are a couple guys who, you know, the baseball-basketball combination, which you don't often see. Harley Hoblet is going to fit into that category, I think, in years to come, too, although he only wrapped up his freshman season. That's a kid you look for the same kind of build from. You know, you don't often see that basketball to baseball. A lot of those basketball kids will go, you know, run track or things like that in the spring, but that's why they're athletes. First pitch taken by Barrett for a strike on the inside part as he hits here in the 7 spot in place of Trustin Thomas, who for the moment exits the game after going 1 for 2 with a couple of RBIs, including a sacrifice fly earlier this inning. Here's a fly ball hit out to right field. Johannes moves underneath it, makes the catch, and that will end the inning. But not before the Falcons score 9 in this inning, and they lead 15-1 as we go to the bottom half of inning number 4 on mybasin.com.
Wait, all I do Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
Four, 5, 6 in the Colts order due up in the fourth inning. That's, for the moment, Max Ely, Gunnar Dale, and Charlie Burton. We'll see if the lineup stays in that order, if any changes come down the line for the Colts here as they trail the Klamath Falls Falcons a score of 15-1 in Game 1 of a doubleheader this afternoon from South Medford High School. An area doubleheader. The Falcons well in control of this one, trying to improve to 11-0 in conference play. And Colin Tacchini, with the way he's been throwing today, looking to continue to roll. He's retired the last 7 batters he's faced as we get set to start the fourth.
It may be really warm, but I think this hot weather creates good memories.
You think just kind of experiencing the grind?
Yeah.
I would agree with you, 100%.
Yeah, I think so. I think being here, putting in, hopefully not blood or tears, but the sweat for sure. I think that creates good bonding between your team and also creates good memories of the sport.
Max Rogers, by the way, has entered the game, as has Chase Barrett, I believe, as defensive replacements. So Rogers in at second, and I believe that's Barrett out in right. No other changes for the Falcons here to start the inning. The first pitch was fouled off. Count is 0-1 to Max Ely. He's 1 for 1 with an RBI today as he lifts that one into the air right field. Chance for Barrett right away, and he makes the catch for the first out. Brings in Gunnar Dale, South Medford Colts. Dale without an at-bat today. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning and was left stranded at first in that inning as Tacchini delivers the first pitch to him. That one's lifted into foul territory, out of play off to the right side. Count is 0-1 to Dale. Taking a look at the numbers on this season for Gunnar Dale, bats .278 for the Colts. This pitch misses upstairs and maybe a touch outside to Dale. Count is even 1-1. Charlie Burton is on deck. Tacchini from the windup. That pitch is going to find the outside part of the plate. Dale unhappy with that strike call, but he's going to have to dig back in a 1-2 count. Here's the offering from Tacchini. Curveball swung on and missed. Tacchini pulling the string on that one and getting strike 3.
It looked like a shuttlecock. It looked like a badminton shuttlecock is what that looked like. That really took a dive.
Deep cut for badminton.
Hey, you got to respect it. It's a tough sport.
I'll take your word for it. Charlie Burton getting ready to bat now for South Medford. He's 0 for 1 today. First pitch to Burton fouled off. Count is 0-1. Burton grounded out to first base in his first at-bat in the first inning. Bases empty, 2 outs. Falcons lead 15-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch home. That one misses away. Ball and a strike. After Burton, if the inning continues, it's Randy Patrick for South Medford. Here's the pitch. Bouncer to third. On a hop, Meyer plays it. Sets his feet. Throws to Hamilton in time, and 3 up, 3 down. Tacchini has retired 9 straight. We'll head to the top of the 5th inning after this in a 15-1 ball game on mybasin.com.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local, community, engaged.
Top half of inning number 5. It's 8, 9, and 1 due up in the Falcons order, although I think we're going to get some changes on who is assuming those spots. It looks like Max Rogers is going to get an at-bat, followed by Hunter Glidden, and then we're back to the top with Carson Sims, who I would be surprised if they gave away his at-bat to someone else, but you never know, as Rogers gets ready to dig in here. Bats in the place of Ty Teeters, who finishes the game 0 for 2, although he did score a run in the 9-run 4th inning. Falcons had 9 runs on 5 hits and left the bases loaded. And the first pitch to Max Rogers is on the way. That one is flared to right field. Throw from right field is never going to come. I think Johannes thought he might have had a play, but Rogers speedy, not going to get him there. And he's in with the leadoff single. Nice piece of opposite field hitting there for the Mazama product. It brings up Hunter Glidden. Glidden batting .308 this season for the Falcons. 4 for 13. 2 singles, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs. Pitch to Glidden. Misses away, 1-0. Glidden, thought he had a chance to hit earlier in the week, but numbers are escaping me here as he takes the 1-0 pitch down, 2-0. Likely expect Glidden to maybe get the nod on the hill in game 2 as well. Here's the 2-0 pitch in. It is lifted into the air, center field. Going back is the center fielder, Ackley. It is over his head, and then Ackley struggles coming up with the ball near the fence. They give Rogers the green light from first all the way around, and he scores. And Glidden with an RBI double here in the 5th adds another to the Falcons' growing lead, 16-1.
Yeah, that pitch really came off the bat well. Just popped it right into the gap, but almost more importantly than that, it was on a line. It didn't allow the center fielder any time to really make a play on it.
Glidden with his 3rd double of the year, his 3rd RBI of the season. First pitch to Carson misses up, 1-0. Corbin Hamilton due up next for the Falcons.
It almost looks like there's a divot on these balls the way that they're moving.
The 1-0. Misses in, 2-0. Sims has been hit by a pitch once today. Well, that's not going to stop him from digging in here. He was, I believe, out at home his last time around. Swing and a miss. Count is 1-0. Pardon me, 1-1.
Seeing baseball from this angle really amazes me that anyone's able to get a hit at all.
Think about how much more these pitches move as these guys get older, too, between not only their sophomore, junior, senior season, college, minor leagues. You ought to see a game from this angle in the big leagues.
Okay.
That'll open your eyes.
All right.
The 2-2. Misses outside 3-2. Earlier in the season, the Falcons, when we had that week-long road trip in the Willamette Valley, went to a Eugene Emeralds game, single-A baseball, so quite a far cry from the majors. But even sitting behind home plate on those games was fascinating to see. Sims pops one up in the infield. Foul territory, playable for Burton. He makes the catch. 1 out.
Well, that and how are you expected to hit the difference between a 104-mile-an-hour fastball and like an 80-mile-an-hour changeup?
Man, if you've got that kind of speed disparity, that's like rubber arm status. Who's throwing that?
Mason Miller.
That's insane.
I don't know.
Pitch misses upstairs, 1-0 to Corbin Hamilton. I mean, even the thing is that it's not so much about the speed itself between the fastball and the changeup that matters. It's about the difference. So if we were talking about a guy who throws 100, his changeup might still be 90, 91, but because you're dropping that 9 miles an hour, there's the difference to the hitter. Now, 91 mile an hour changeup, pretty hittable maybe, but complement that with, a triple-digit fastball. That's where you see that. And the same goes if you throw mid-90s, you want to drop, pushing 10 miles an hour on your curveball or on your changeup typically. 3-0 the count to Corbin Hamilton. Here's the pitch. Letter high fastball, middle of the plate, 3-1. Got Mason Snell, looks like, due up next for the Falcons. Here's the 3-1. Hamilton hits that one into the air, center field. Ackley moves in and makes the catch.
Nolan Ryan showcased massive differentials near 20 miles an hour.
We're talking about one of the best to ever do it, by the way.
All right. Brad Boxberger.
Broxberger. That's a deep cut.
It says the historical standard is 10 miles an hour with elite pitchers getting 15 to 20 miles an hour.
Yeah, so that's kind of the point I'm making. It's not so much what the actual speed is, it's the difference between the two that makes a pitcher dangerous.
Yeah.
As Mason Snell gets ready to check in here in space of Jacoby Tacchini. Is Snell not on the order? Are they not having him hit? Let's see. Because he started the game and left, I don't think he can hit in for the catcher spot. Is that what it is? And have him stay in the game, perhaps? Maybe that's what it is. So you'd have to have him, I think, drop the DH, which would be a couple batters from now. Nickerson already hit in the DH spot, so not exactly sure. Hopefully Snell can get an AB today as he was lined up to hit.
Well, luckily we've got a whole nother game after this.
Yes. Here's the pitch to Jacoby Tacchini, hitting in his normal spot. Pitches in the dirt, gets away from the catcher for a moment, and it allows Glidden to advance to third. Falcons lead in this one a score of 16-1. Looking to close out a mercy rule victory in the next half inning.
I'd be pretty impressed if we took it to more innings after this.
Be one heck of a comeback there by the Colts as Tacchini hits another playable ball in center field for Ackley, but he loses it completely in the sun, and it is hit way off to the right side. And an extra base hit there for Tacchini is going to score Hunter Glidden. It is 17-1 Falcons.
Another RBI for him as well.
3 on the day. Got a courtesy runner coming in for Jacoby, and it looks like it'll be Hayden Poor.
I'm asking you how many hits the Falcons have.
Oh, that's a good question.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I was trying to sign language.
I don't know sign language.
that definitely wasn't American Sign Language. That was Walter's Sign Language.
17 runs today on 17 hits. Ground ball up the middle from Ian Meyer. Nice play in the gap from Edgar. And he makes the throw on to first in time. The Falcons add 2 in this half inning on 3 base hits. Again, they lead 17-1 as we go to the bottom half of the 5th next on mybasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Rob, why do you think so many families choose Subaru here?
Because they're built for real life here in Southern Oregon.
All-wheel drive, safety, and room for everything from kids to camping gear.
And we've got Subarus in stock, ready to go when you are.
Plus, we're locally owned and deeply involved in the community.
When you buy from us, you buy from a dealership that supports Klamath Falls. Stop by and say hi.
Friendly, local, and easy to work with. That's us at Klamath Falls Subaru, right on Washburn Way.
Bottom third of the order due up for South Medford here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Colin Tacchini looking to go the distance in what the Falcons hope to be a mercy rule victory today, 17-1 as we enter the bottom of the 5th. The South Medford Colts would need to score 7 runs here in this half inning to avoid an early finish here in Game 1 of our doubleheader. It's Randy Patrick is the first man up here for South Medford. It's Patrick, Ackley, and then Luke Nash. Patrick today 0 for 1. He flew out in the second inning as he goes to work here against Colin Tacchini. Here's the offering. That pitch is going to find the outside part of the plate. Nice frame-up job by Jacoby as well. Maybe stealing one for his pitcher as he works ahead here 0-1. The offering from Colin. Similar location, this time lifted to right field. Barrett makes the catch, and there's one out.
Excellent footwork back there. He swiveled his hips a couple of times, able to track it down eventually. It looks to me as if he's looking into the sun out there in right field.
Yeah, the sun is pretty much right behind home plate right now, especially, and if you're looking right field, center field, just the whole right side of the field really is going to have trouble probably throughout most of our second game. As the first pitch is going to miss upstairs, two-seam fastball delivered to Oliver Ackley, and he works ahead of Tacchini. Ackley 0 for 1 in the ball game. He flew out to center field in the second inning. Here's the pitch from Colin. That one, another chance for Barrett in right. Moves towards the foul line, but he makes the catch, and there's two gone. Good work by Barrett since coming in to take over in right field. That's 3 putouts, and he's only been out there for 2 innings, so good work for him. And now the Colts down to their final out as it brings up Luke Nash.
You know, we've talked about sliding mitts and how you don't think they're essential for the game of baseball.
Yeah.
Do you think that sunglasses out in the outfield is essential? Is an essential piece of equipment?
First pitch called a strike 0-1. Yes. I mean, that's just going to help you see, right?
Yeah.
What does a sliding mitt do other than...
Protects your hands.
Against what?
Feet, the ball.
Fly ball, another chance towards the right side. Hamilton makes the catch, and the ball game is over. The Klamath Falls Falcons come to town and take game 1 of a doubleheader 17-1 against the South Medford Colts. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll recap this one for you and get you set up for the second of an Area 4 doubleheader today from South Medford High School. Again, 17-1, our final score today. Back in 2 minutes on mybasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN. Expert care when it matters most.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides, or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local community engaged.
Final score in game 1 of a doubleheader today, 17-1. The Klamath Falls Falcons now winners of 5 straight as they defeat the South Medford Colts today. 17 runs on 17 hits for the Falcons. No errors for South Medford. 1 run comes on 2 hits they commit 2 errors. The win today in the complete game goes to Colin Takini, pitched 5 innings, allowing 2 hits. He struck out 2 batters today. The losing pitcher is Max Ely, who worked 3 innings, giving up 12 hits, 9 runs, 8 earned. He walked 1 and struck out 2. It was another fantastic day for Jacoby Takini, and I don't even know if fantastic really explains how great he is. 4 for 4 today, 3 doubles, 5 RBIs for Jacoby Takini. Ian Meyer had a good day today, 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, 3 RBIs. Hunter Glidden also added a double today, 1 for 1 with a run scored and an RBI. Let's see, Colin Takini, 2 for 3 at the plate, 2 RBIs today. Tristan Thomas also knocked in 2 runs on a 1 for 2 day. Falcons, with this win, not only are they now winners of 5 straight, they're also 23-3 in the league, and they are 11-0 in conference play for South Medford. They fall to 10-8 on the season, 7-8. In league play. We're stepping aside for probably 20 minutes here at South Medford High School. If you're listening on the radio, we're going to turn you over to Fox Sports Radio. If you're watching online on mybasin.com, don't go anywhere. We're going to be live on this very same link in about 20 minutes. In the meantime, like I said, stepping aside for just a bit. 17-1, the final in Game 1. We're getting set for Game 2 here on 104.3, 960 Sports and mybasin.com. Back in a bit. Welcome back to Klamath Falls Falcons baseball on 104.3, 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. Just about ready for Game 2 of a doubleheader between the Klamath Falls Falcons and the South Medford Colts. Game 1 went the way of the Falcons, and we are just moments away from Game 2. We're going to step aside for 2 minutes, and when we come back, we'll be ready for first pitch on MyBasin.com.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Josh Eldridge and Walter Hartley welcoming you back to Klamath Falls Falcons baseball this afternoon on 104.3, 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. Gunnar Dale getting the start for the Colts here in Game 2 as he goes to work against Carson Sims. He'll be followed in the order by Corbin Hamilton, Jacoby Takini, Ian Meyer bats cleanup, Colin Takini bats 5th, P.J. Safford hitting 6th today, Trustin Thomas batting 7th, hitting 8th is Ty Teeters, and batting 9th is Harley Hoblet. Falcons off a 17-1 win in the opener today, improving to 11-0 in league play. I'm looking for more today against the Colts. They've already won the season series, having won the first 3 of the 4-game series between these two teams as Sims takes strike 2 on a curveball in on the inside. So now trying to close out the sweep today against the Colts. Here's the offering from Dale. Sims is going to wear that one. 2-strike count and work his way aboard after being hit by a pitch for the second time today. He was also hit by a pitch in the 4th inning of the opening game today.
A lot of people were hit by a pitch in that inning.
Yeah, that was the 9-run inning that really pushed the Falcons out in front in the opener, allowed them to really claim the game in the latter half with a lot of ease, especially behind some good pitching from Colin Takini. And some good play from Corbin Hamilton as well in the field. The rest of the Falcons, Hamilton stepping in now, starting left fielder today. Started at first base in the opener today for Klamath Falls. Pitch on the way to Corbin as Dale comes set. And the pitch is called a strike. Thought about checking down to Sims, but he's back safely with no problem there.
Speaking of players who played well last game, Jacoby Takini played really well last game.
Yeah, he's due up next in the order, had a ton of hits. Hamilton, 2 for 4 as well, scored 3 runs in that game. I mean, it was just a good game overall for the Falcons. They had 17 runs, 17 hits as a team. They only committed 1 error in the contest, so you do that, you're going to win a lot of baseball games.
We've come to expect pretty much excellency from Jacoby, and somehow he still outdid our expectation of him.
Pitch misses upstairs. Throw down to try to get Sims on the steal. He's in safely. Corbin working ahead here in the count. against Gunnar Dale. Try to take a look at the statistics here on Dale in just a moment. As get started a little bit ahead of schedule today. No one's mad at that. Start of a doubleheader at 3 o'clock. Started about 2:55 today. That pitch to Hamilton misses wide, and the count to him is, I believe, 3-1. After Hamilton in the order is Jacoby Tacchini. Leading off a second is Carson Sims. Not much of a lead out there. The pitch home to Hamilton is going to be in the dirt. Cool picks it up, throws down to third. The tag applied is late. And so Sims now into third on that one.
Now it's 3-1, I believe. The scoreboard says 2-1, but I thought it was 2-1 last pitch.
You were right, because I was wrong. I thought it was 3-1 when the scoreboard had only they hadn't moved it. Regardless, takes a strike there. There's now 2 strikes on Hamilton. Dale, by the way, want to get the numbers out for him. 6th start of the season. He carries a 2-2 record. He struck out 19 batters and has an ERA right around 6 entering play today. And the 2-strike pitch to Hamilton is waved at and missed. 1 out in the first. Runner remains at third, and it's Jacoby Tacchini to bat now for Klamath Falls.
Looks like kind of a submarine release on that last pitch. Kind of went down with it.
I'll have to look at that release point for Dale. Kind of does come a little bit lower, but here's the guy you were talking about a moment ago, Walter. Jacoby Tacchini had a great game in the opener, was 4 for 4 with 3 doubles, had 5 RBIs. He also reached base on a walk in that game as well. He has just been a machine as of late.
Temperature right now, 89 and climbing. It's going to reach a high of 91 later today around 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock. It's going to be around 91.
You know, what I will say is the breeze has kind of come alive here in the afternoon, which is nice. The pitch to Tacchini taken for a strike, and the count is even. 1-1 to Jacoby. We got here in the morning, it was like 81 and stagnant, but now it's 89 with a little bit of a breeze. I kind of prefer this more, to be honest. No?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, I guess that makes one of us. Tacchini flares 1 foul, 2 strikes on him.
In certain situations, a higher temperature with more breeze is better. But 89 is pretty high, man. It's pretty steep. It's almost steep as that mound.
89 is steep? As steep as the mound, okay. You were cooking that one up. 2-strike pitch to Tacchini, misses upstairs. Man, I can recall some hot days in Legion baseball. I recall one day we were in Roseburg. This was before we were sitting up in the press box, so we were down like on the first base bleachers. We were sitting out in the sun on the metal. Here's the 2-strike pitch to Tacchini. Line drive, center field, drops down in front of Christie. And an RBI single for Jacoby Tacchini. Add another one to the streak for him. Just on fire. Another run batted in. I mean, this guy is making a case for one of the best seasons in Falcons history to this point, I've got to imagine. We got to take a look at that, but he is absolutely on a tear.
Well, if you're going to look at him, you got to also look at Ian Meyer as well.
Meyer's doing a lot of things right. He's leading the team in a number of statistical categories, but the heater that Tacchini's been on has just been massive. But, I mean, you're right. You have these guys hitting back-to-back 3, 4, then 5 with Colin. This whole lineup is dangerous. Pitch misses upstairs, and the throw down is going to short hop the shortstop. And in safely is, I believe Chase Barrett was in there running for Jacoby there. And so he's in at second base. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I can recall a day in Roseburg. In the metal in the bleachers, I think it was 105 beating. We had no tent like this. Hadn't gotten that technology figured out for us yet.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that was as Meyer gets hit by a pitch. I think that was my first year doing American Legion baseball.
Oh.
So I must have really liked it.
Forged in fire,
to
man.
come back, yeah. Yeah, there were some hot days. That's for sure.
And you didn't quit.
It's a miracle, really.
Yeah.
That I didn't quit.
Yeah, I might bow out after that one.
After 105 in the heat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have blamed you, honestly.
The tent makes things bearable.
Here's the first offering to Colin Tacchini. 2 men on and 1 man out in the inning. First pitch to Colin, missed upstairs, 1-0. P.J. Safford due up next. Barrett's in at second. Meyer aboard at first. Already 1 run home for the Falcons in the top of the first inning. Long pause after coming set from Dale as he delivers a pitch that misses wide. And the count is 2-0 to Colin Tacchini. In the opener today, Tacchini got the win on the hill, pitched a complete game, 5 innings. Interesting thing for Tacchini in the opener, he only needed 2 strikeouts to get himself through 5 innings. Pitched to weak contact and did it well in the opener today as he takes a 2-seam fastball, letter high over the plate. And the count is 2-1 to Colin. At the plate in the opener, had a 2 RBI single in the 4th inning. He also singled in the 2nd. Here's the pitch to Colin. That one bounces to the plate, hits off the shin guard of Nate Kuhl, and advancing to third is Barrett. Now to second is Ian Meyer. Nate Kuhl catching the second of a doubleheader today in this kind of heat, but his counterpart doing the same. Jacoby also catching the second leg of a doubleheader today in the heat. Boy, I think we've got it tough in the shade. Those guys got it tough out there. That pitch to Colin is going to miss low, maybe a touch outside. And he works a walk to load the bases here for P.J. Safford.
The heat will definitely make you sleepy. I remember the best naps I used to take was when I was probably about 8 or 9 years old.
Yeah.
We'd have fruit juice popsicles,
Okay.
eat one, go out on the trampoline, and fall asleep in the sun. I'd wake up, I'd be beet red, and I'd be sweating my,
Yeah, I know. Safford hits the first pitch he sees, bounces one over to shortstop. Throw to second is in time, but they don't get Safford on the back end, so he knocks in a run and keeps the inning alive. RBI for PJ there as Barrett comes in to score. Meyer to third. Tacchini was out on the fielder's choice, and Safford safe at first. So runners at the corners here for Trustin Thomas. It is an interesting dichotomy you bring up because I'm thinking, before game days, a lot of times, especially our home games at Kiger Stadium, I'll turn in for a nap around 1 o'clock or so before I head to the stadium. Those naps, when it's 80 degrees outside, blissful. I love those naps. If I try to go to sleep that night and it's even 30 degrees cooler, horrible. I hate going to sleep when it's hot outside.
I know.
What's up with that?
Dude.
Trustin Thomas, first pitch. Going to miss outside. Safford takes off for second. He'll be in there without a throw. Now Thomas, guy who hits well with runners on. Chance to do just that here in the first inning of a game in which the Falcons lead 2-0. Thomas in the opener today had a couple of RBIs, once on a single, once on a sacrifice fly. Here he takes an off-speed pitch for a strike, and the count is even. After Thomas in the order, it's Ty Teeters. Pitch on the way. Thomas lifts that one into the air. Playable in the infield on the second base side. Patrick battling the sun makes the catch. And the inning is over. But the Falcons score 2, just 1 base hit required. And they lead going to the bottom half of the first next on mybasin.com.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local, community, engaged.
Hunter Glidden, the starter on the bump today for the Klamath Falls Falcons, as he gets to pitch the first time today with a 2-run lead. Glidden making his 5th start of the season, his 8th overall appearance. He's got a perfect 6-0 record, 28 1/3 innings pitched. Glidden has allowed 13 hits, only 2 earned runs, 14 walks, and a team high 38 strikeouts. An ERA of .49 coming into play today. That is impressive stuff in almost 30 innings pitched. Glidden also third most on the team in innings pitched. He's making his 5th start, so That's a healthy sample size to have team leader in strikeouts and the team second on the team in ERA behind Colby Medeiros. So he's throwing well. Here is Glidden. I think he's another example of a kid who spends the summer playing with the Falcons and is better for it every single year. And for a guy who's going to be a junior next year at Henley, looking to continue to watch him to play. Looking forward to it.
You know, in the NFL, they pioneered an electric fan in their helmets. I wonder if we could get something like that for Jacoby Tacchini behind the plate.
I'm sure he wouldn't be mad.
He just looks so warm out there.
First pitch on the way from Hunter Glidden is a curveball called a strike. 0-1 to Liam Edgar. Edgar's followed in the order by Roman Christie, the center fielder. Nate Kuhl is catching, hitting third. Max Ely, the third baseman, bats fourth. Hitting fifth is Gunnar Dale, the pitcher. Second baseman Randy Patrick is batting next. Then you've got Max King and Julian Uribe rounds out the order for the Colts today. Delivery from Glidden is hit hard down the line, left field. Might be extra bases to start the ball game for Liam Edgar. Turns around first, headed for second. The throw is going to be cut off, and a leadoff double for Liam Edgar and the South Medford Colts. They're in business to start the first inning. And this will bring up Roman Christie. Did not get an at-bat in the opener today. First time he's in the starting order, I believe, this series, as he gets ready to dig in here. By the way, for Liam Edgar, that is his 6th double of the season. He leads the team in that category. And in steps Christie, who on the season is batting .273. Although a small sample size, he's 3 for 11 to start the year. Count to him is 0-1 after Glidden gets ahead. Pitch from Glidden that time misses low. The runner at second, Edgar, causing a nice little distraction for Glidden out there, getting fancy with the footwork. But here's the pitch. That one is fouled back. 2 strikes on the hitter, Christie.
There's some Yellow Jackets swarming the tent a little bit.
Yes, they are.
Right there.
That pitch, a curveball. Glidden drops it in for strike 3. 1 out in the inning. Hopefully they settle down. They settled down on my side.
Oh.
Guess that makes one of us, huh?
Good for you, Josh.
Thanks.
I'm really happy for you.
Nate Kuhl stepping in now, and timeout is called. Tacchini goes out and has a quick chat there with Hunter Glidden out on the hill. Kuhl in the opener today. Take a check on the line for him. Was 1 for 2. Singled in the first inning of that game. Hit a hard comebacker back to Tacchini in the third inning, but wound up being caught by the pitcher. Glidden set. Edgar out there at second. The pitch home. Glidden dials up the off-speed stuff, gets it swinging for a strike, and the count is 0-1 against Nate Kuhl. Bit of a smaller leadoff second this time for Edgar. Now Glidden delivers home. That one misses in. 2 balls and a strike. The count to Nate Kuhl. Kuhl, one of the better hitters on this team, bats .319 for South Medford this season. Here's the delivery from Glidden. That one hit well to left field. Hamilton back a few steps, makes the catch for the second out in the inning. So after a leadoff double, then 2 quick outs, means Max Ely needs a base hit here to drive in a run. Ely started the game on the hill in the opener for South Medford, wound up the game's losing pitcher after 3 innings pitched, but a chance to drive in a first inning run for South Medford here with Liam Edgar in scoring position. Ely, the team's leading hitter, .351 on the summer. The pitch from Glidden, taken for a strike on the inside part. Glidden uses it to get ahead 0-1. After Ely in the order is Gunnar Dale. Count is 1-1 now to Ely after that pitch misses low and in. Although Ely picked up the loss on the hill in the opener, at the plate he had an RBI single in the first game in the first inning, trying to recapture that here. The pitch from Glidden drops in a breaking pitch, and Glidden gets ahead now. 2 strikes on Max Ely.
You know what? I kind of like the tall mound. It just adds an aspect. Like, we can see the breaking pitch so much better, and it just looks beautiful.
2-strike pitch home. Curveball misses up. Yeah, I mean, I think the pitcher's mound might have used to be that tall in Major League Baseball. I didn't go out and measure that mound, but the last time they messed with the pitcher's mound in Major League Baseball, I believe, was 1968. Oh. So it's been some time. There's been a regulation size for some time. That pitch misses low, and there's, I believe, a full count here on Ely.
Hold on, we have regulation mounds, but we don't have regulation fields. You can hit a home run for, 320 feet? Something like that? But the mound has to be controlled?
You make an interesting point. Here's a flare to right side. First baseman Meyer tucks that one away. I guess let's not think too hard about it. The inning's over. Falcons lead by a score of 2-0. We go to the second inning next on mybasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Rob, why do you think so many families choose Subaru here?
Because they're built for real life here in Southern Oregon.
All-wheel drive, safety, and room for everything from kids to camping gear.
And we've got Subarus in stock, ready to go when you are.
Plus, we're locally owned and deeply involved in the community.
When you buy from us, you buy from a dealership that supports Klamath Falls. Stop by and say hi.
Friendly, local, and easy to work with. That's us at Klamath Falls Subaru, right on Washburn Way.
Ty Teeters, Harley Hoblet, Carson Sims do up this half inning for the Klamath Falls Falcons as they lead the South Medford Colts a score of 2-0 against Gunnar Dale, still out there working for South Medford. It was 2 runs on 1 hit and 2 runners left in the first for the Falcons. Road trip in the Rogue Valley continues this weekend for Klamath Falls. We'll be back here in Medford on Saturday at 1 o'clock. They'll be playing the North Medford Mavericks. I believe North Medford playing their games from Jim Maccabee Field at North Medford High School. And so we'll certainly be live along with you during that doubleheader on Saturday. And the Falcons return home on Monday. I believe that's their second youth baseball night of the season. Looking forward to that as well. First pitch to start out, Ty Teeters off speed around the letters, but called a strike. 0-1 the count to Ty as he falls behind Dale to start this at-bat. Teeters in the opener finished 1 for 3, but he had 2 runs scored. Once when he reached on an error, and once when he singled later on in the ball game. Here's the delivery to Teeters. That one misses in. Ball and a strike, the count to the starting second baseman for Klamath Falls today. And again, after Teeters, it's Hoblet, and back to the top. That pitch misses wide to Ty, 2-1. Ty Teeters on the season for Klamath Falls is hitting .387 as that pitch got behind the catcher, ricocheting off the backstop here, 3-1 to Teeters. Teeters lifts this one in the air in the infield, right behind home plate. Catcher cool, not able to squeeze that one. And that falls gracefully to the grass and gives Ty Teeters another chance here.
You know, we were actually, true story, we were talking about this earlier because we were watching the infield warm-ups, and I watched the assistant coach of the Colts trying to hit a pop-up to the catcher with the fungo bat, and you were telling me that that's the hardest pop-up ball to read.
Yeah, I think it is. That's a tough play for catchers to read. By the way, Teeters just got hit by the pitch. He'll take first. It's hard because there's so much backspin on that. And so Kuhl had a good judgment on it, but even the spin as it comes into the leather it's pretty intense. It just kind of spun out of his glove there. Might also have been tough to squeeze. It's hot out there. Not that it's an excuse, but a catcher popping out of the stance like that, trying to track down a fly ball. Not easy under the best of circumstances, and today's certainly not the best of circumstances.
That's true.
Harley Hoblet stepping in now. The pitch is called a strike. Teeters with a huge head start at first, scurries back to the bag. I think Hoblet was trying to lay down a bunt to move him over, and Teeters was almost caught out in the process. But now Hoblet will have to dig back in an 0-1 count. Harley in the opener today was 2 for 3 with the run scored. Pushes a bunt down the first base side. Winds up foul, and the count is 0-2 to Harley. Lineup turns over next for the Falcons. Carson Sims due up next. Score 2-0 Falcons. Runner on first to lead off the second inning. But again, 2 strikes on Harley. On the season, a .314 hitter. 15 of his 16 hits have been singles. Here's the pitch. Hit in the air right side. Foul territory. Burton is unable to squeeze it. Second time this inning, a ball in foul territory, not properly brought in by the Colts.
And that's not classified as an error because it's a foul ball, correct? It's like extra credit.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, sometimes that trips me up. If I'm not mistaken, and I'm sure I'll get a text from Mike Safford about this, unless there's 2 outs, I don't think it counts as an error in foul territory. But with 2 outs, I think it does. Again, I could be mistaken on that. Sometimes on how those errors get scored trips even me up a little bit, but good question. After a move over to first, Dale back on the hill. That pitch misses up to Hoblet. And the count to him, ball and 2 strikes. Hoblet puts together good at-bats up there. One of the guys we talked about, a bright future for Henley, not only on the diamond, but also in the gym for Hoblet. As he pokes this one into left field, going to be tough to get to. Uribe charging, and it skips past him. Now rounding second, headed for third is Teeters. He's in there, and Hoblet advances on the throw. So a single plus an error leads to both men advancing. And it brings up Carson Sims. So 2 men in scoring position for Carson, who was hit by a pitch and scored the opening run of the ball game. Here he takes one wide, 1-0. On the season, Sims is a .348 hitter. Pitch on the way. Sims, line drive, center field. Coming in is Christie, but it drops in front of him. 1 run scores. They're giving Hoblet the green light. The throw in beats him, but the tag misapplied, and Hoblet scores. 2 RBI single for Sims. He advances on the throw, and the Falcons double up their lead 4-0 as Hoblet, a good slide underneath the throw, got the Falcons that second run, and it brings up Corbin Hamilton with a man in scoring position and nobody out. Hamilton struck out in his first chance.
Although last game in the opener of today, or I guess the third game in this series, he had 4 at-bats and scored 3 runs off of 2 hits.
First pitch to him, hit off the right side foul.
He also had an RBI last game, so looking for another one here with Carson Sims on second base.
I believe he had an RBI when he was hit by a pitch. He was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded.
Is that an RBI?
It is, yeah, when you drive in a run due to getting hit.
Well, that's not...
If the bases are loaded.
Runs batted in?
He was the batter.
I guess. I guess.
Move over to second. throw kind of short-hopped Edgar over there, so Sims is back safely. Count is 0-1 to Hamilton. He shows bunt here. He lays one down foul. Hamilton had 2 bunt singles in the opener today. Once in the first, once in the fourth. And maybe trying to find another one there, but laid it down foul down the third base side. So now the count's 0-2, almost certainly not bunting here. Pitch from Dale. That one's called strike 3, right down the middle. Hamilton caught looking for the second time today, and it brings up Jacoby Takini.
Is bunting with 2 strikes the equivalent of going for it on 4th down?
No, well, that's an interesting thought. I was going to say no right away, but on second thought, that's interesting. You know what? For the sake of it, yes. It's the same.
Okay.
Pitch to Takini is going to get by the catcher cool and allow Sims to advance to third. And so now he's just 90 feet away, and there's 1 out in the inning. Ian Meyer due up next after Takini in the order. The middle of this Falcons order has been dangerous today across, I suppose not only today, but across this whole series with South Medford, and Jacoby Takini certainly instrumental in that. Here's the pitch. Misses wide, and the count to him now is 2-0. He's got 13 hits in his last 13 at-bats. The pitch is going to miss wide. He's mixed in a walk in there as well, so not counting all plate appearances, but just at-bats, 13 for 13. That's incredible. Here's the pitch on the way to Jacoby. That one is going to miss in, and a walk delivered to Jacoby here. And now runners at the corners for Ian Meyer. We're also going to see Barrett in running at first. Meyer earlier today was hit by a pitch, and he was left stranded at third base in the first inning. Chance to maybe drive in a run as the Falcons lead by 4 here in the top of the second. Pitch on the way, runner on the move, throw down to try to get Barrett is cut off, and Barrett is in safely. And now Meyer with a chance to try to drive in a pair.
He had 3 RBI last game, I believe, off of 3 hits.
Meyer awaits the offering here from Dale. That one misses up by his head and will be ball 2. I believe the count is 2-0 here to Meyer. Those RBIs he had earlier today contribute to a total of 28 on the season. That pulls him even for second most on the team with Colin Takini, who's also got 28. Leading the team, of course, is Jacoby with 39. Meyer lines one to right center field. That one is over the head of the center fielder, Christie, and down in the gap. Sims is going to score. They wave in Barrett as well. And a 2 RBI double for Ian Meyer, double number 7 on the season, and RBI number 30 as he just passed up Colin Takini. But Colin a chance now to bring himself a bit closer in that RBI category.
Yeah, a great hit by Ian Meyer, but also great effort from the center fielder for the Colts. He really ran for that one, and I don't know. That's a lot of heart to be doing that in the heat.
Yeah, the deep fly ball into the gap. He almost tracked that down, did Christie. He left his feet for it, but it was just out of reach. It resulted in the double. Here's the first pitch to Colin Takini as Dale delivers. First pitch swinging, and a miss from Takini. Counts 0-1. Takini walked and was out on a fielder's choice in the first inning. Chance here to add to the Falcons' now 6-0 lead. Here's the offering from Dale. Off-speed pitch, called a strike. Finding the outside third. P.J. Safford is due up next for the Falcons. Dale delivers. That one missing well outside. Count is 1-2 to Takini. Comes in this game on the season, batting .393 for the Falcons. And Dale's going to step off and then re-toe the rubber. Might have gotten his wires crossed with Cool a little bit behind the dish. Just wanted to reset. Either way, he's ready to throw. The two-strike pitch on the way is nearly going to hit Colin. But he scoots out of the way and sees another. Count to him 2-2. Dale gets the sign in from Cool. Decent lead off his second there for Meyer. The pitch in is a line drive out towards second base. Patrick plays it on one hop. Throw on to first is in time. But in the meantime, Meyer advances to third on the ground out. So runner 90 feet away from scoring with 2 outs. And it brings up P.J. Safford.
Again, a routine play from Randy Patrick, but what I noticed on that play was the first baseman didn't even have to move his feet. He just stood there and hit him right in the chest. Now that's a beautiful play.
Safford digging in here. Here's the first pitch. Rolls over it, sends it to the left side. It's going to be a tough play for Edgar to make in the gap, and the throw is late. Safford with an RBI infield single as it scores Ian Meyer, and the Falcons lead extends 7-0. Good job there by PJ. Again, not all hits created the same. Safford rolling over that one to shortstop. Edgar having to play it in the gap and had no chance to make the play. But getting the single, getting the RBI, it all looks good. And Safford's aboard with 2 outs in the inning. First pitch to Trustin Thomas is going to miss low. Thomas, the 9th guy to hit this inning. The Falcons have added now 5 runs in this frame. Thomas 0 for 1, though. Popped out the second base in the first inning. Move over to first, trying to get PJ. He's back safely. After Trustin in the order, it's back where we started with Ty Teeters. Another move over to PJ, and again, back safely is Safford. Thomas still waiting for the first offering from Dale. Here it is. Firm fastball right down the middle. Counts 0-1 to Trustin. Cool delivering the sign. You can see the catcher take a look down at Safford too, but the pitch going to miss upstairs. They throw down to first, and Safford back safely. They're worried about him over there.
Yeah, good play by Burton at first. He had to jump up for that. He showed a little bit of athleticism there, getting up for that one.
See if Cool clocks it again. Safford really not with that big of a lead over there. Here's the offering to Trustin Thomas. Another pitch right over the heart of the plate. Thomas takes it for strike 2.
Well, I think they see Safford, and his stride is not as long as people or players like Corbin Hamilton. So I think some players could assume that maybe he's not as quick as he really is, because Safford, he can get on his horse.
Trustin Thomas takes strike 3 on the curveball on the inside part. Goes down looking to end the inning, but the Falcons add some insurance here in the second inning. They carry a 7-run lead to the bottom half next on mybasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN. Expert care when it matters most.
At Pacific Power, we can't predict the future, but we're preparing for every possibility. With more extreme weather year-round, we're investing in an energy system ready for what comes next. By strengthening the grid, using smart infrastructure, and drawing from our diverse energy resources, we're not just powering today. We're designing an energy system that's built to weather tomorrow. Energy that makes powering your greatness possible.
Hunter Glidden still out there working, getting ready for the second inning of his start today on 104.3, 960 Sports and mybasin.com. My name is Josh Eldridge. Walter Hartley along with us today as we continue our broadcast this afternoon from South Medford High School. Falcons with a 7-1 lead. And again, it's Dale, Burton, and Patrick. 7-0 lead here in this half inning. Looked out on the scoreboard, and I thought it said a 1-run, but I'm mistaken. It's 7-0 Falcons.
Yeah, it's getting harder and harder to see the lights out there. It's getting brighter and brighter outside.
Usually I can peek over and see the scoreboard rerun on the broadcast, but I'm too far away to even do that. So I apologize if I'm guessing at times on the count. First pitch, bouncer to the third base side, foul to Gunnar Dale. Trying to get something started for the South Medford Colts. His first chance at Glidden today, but he is the starting pitcher for South Medford. And if he can try to get a rally started here for the Colts, go a long way as they try to claw themselves back into this one. The 0-1 pitch from Glidden is going to bounce and get by Takini. The count is 1-1.
I feel like a VIP sitting over here because as I glance over to my left, you're sitting in the shade, or sitting in the sun, and I'm over here in the shade.
Direct in the sun. Here's one hit up towards the middle, and Dale with a leadoff single. Punched it right back where it came from, and it brings up Charlie Burton with a runner on. Yeah, some of the Falcons fans behind us got it figured out. We were at like tents in the stands. People are sitting, I think, on the stairs to try to stay with the shade too. But yeah, you've got it okay over there. I've been baking all day.
I'm not complaining. And you're in a black shirt.
Well, that's to hide the sweat.
Okay, gotcha.
I'll be honest, there's no chance I'm wearing a white shirt today, Walter.
I'm wearing a light blue shirt, and let me tell you, it's
there. You don't have to tell me. Here's the pitch on the way to Charlie Burton. It misses down low. Counts 1-0.
I just assume it's par for the course.
Yeah.
In 90-degree weather.
Yeah.
I'm also wearing some lighter canvas shorts.
Yeah. That's a danger zone, too. I got the dark gray shorts on, so pitch in is hit the opposite way, foul. Count is 0-2 here to Charlie Burton with a runner on in a 7-0 ball game. South Medford trailing Klamath Falls.
I promise everyone I do not suffer from incontinence.
Yeah, it's just heavy sweating. I understand. Here's the pitch, misses low. And count is, 2-1 now to Burton. I learned my lesson on Tuesday. I wore that salmon-colored shirt.
Oh, it looks so good, Josh.
Yeah, I thought I looked good until I looked in the mirror and realized the armpits were, well, they were not in good shape. This one's fouled off. 2-2 the count to Charlie Burton.
You're not swimming in the stream. The stream is swimming from you.
Oh, man, yeah. So we had to wear the black shirt today. I fear to think what I look like under this black shirt. Randy Patrick is due up next for the Colts. Burton occupies the 6th spot and plays first base defensively for South Medford. In the opener, he was 0 for 2 today, trying to come up with a base hit, nobody out in the second inning. That one bounces to the plate, although patience might pay off for him here too. Count, I believe, is full to him. Is it 2-2 or 3-2?
It's 3-2.
Okay.
Should be. What is the saying?
I can't see his left hand.
Neither.
Here we go. Here's the pitch from Glidden. And it's not going to matter much. That pitch hits the batter, and Burton will be awarded first. 2 men on, nobody out for Randy Patrick as he tries to get something going for South Medford here in the second. Patrick in the opener today was 0 for 2. A couple of flyouts for him in the ball game. As Jacoby Takini goes out and talks with Glidden as they take a look at Burton down there at first after getting hit on the wrist. They're going to have someone come out for him. He's kind of hanging his hand. Are they trying to get someone out there? Maybe. They're motioning towards the dugout. But I don't see any movement in there. Let's see. Maybe some ice? They're rooting him on to stay out there. Well, we have a second. Let's remind you today's broadcast on MyBasin.com is brought to you in part by Klamath Falls Subaru, who through the Subaru Love Promise and Subaru Share the Love events has donated thousands of dollars to dozens of hometown charities. Comfortable and not corporate at Klamath Falls Subaru? Stop by and say hi.
You know, pitching is such a complicated thing. You tweak one little mechanic, and you could decrease 5 miles an hour on your fastball, it feels like.
Pitch from Glidden. It's going to hit the next batter. Back-to-back hit batsman, and the bases are loaded.
The reason I bring that up is because at a fair, the OIT men's baseball team brought their scientific breakdown of the pitching motion.
Okay.
And they had like, throw into this net and see how fast you can throw a fastball. I got 57 7 times in a row.
Okay.
And I was like, tell me how I can fix these mechanics. He didn't even know where to start. He was like,
Everything. Fix everything.
Yeah,
from
pretty
the
much.
top down. First pitch from Glidden to Max King is going to miss upstairs. Count is 1-0. Glidden gave up a leadoff single, then hit the next two guys. Nearly hit Max King there, but avoiding that. And King working ahead of Glidden here, 2-0. Into some hot water here is Hunter. Still 7-0 the score, but a base hit here could turn that upside down. Here's the pitch. Called a strike, knee-high on the inside part. Glidden trying to battle back into this at-bat. After King in the order, it's Julian Uribe, then back to the top of the order for the Colts. Here's the pitch. Check the swing on a pitch that misses up. Count is 3-1. Board at third is Dale, Burton at second, Patrick at first. Nobody out in the inning. Here's the pitch. It is swung on and missed. Glidden jams up King on the one-strike pitch. Runs it to 2-2. Pardon me, 3-2. Big offering coming up here from Glidden. Want to avoid walking in a run. Try to make him earn it here. The pitch is a line drive on a hop. Teeters plays it at second. Goes to Sims for one. On to first. They don't get them both, but they do get one, and a run comes in to score. As Dale touches home, King reaches on the fielder's choice. He also gets an RBI. Burton in safely at third. Patrick is out on the fielder's choice, trying to advance to second. So runners here at the corners for Julian Uribe. Uribe did not get an at-bat in the opener today, although he was 0 for 2 when he did get a start in the nightcap back in Klamath Falls on Tuesday, as Craig Connor makes his way out of the dugout to discuss things with the Falcons and their infield. And as they do, we'll remind you that today's broadcast on mybasin.com is brought to you in part by Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club. They exist to provide a clean, multi-use facility for the advancement of health, wellness, and longevity to their members and the community. We invite you to join Harbor Isles, where they feature top-of-the-line equipment, full-service personal training, and an array of group exercise classes. Glidden going to stay out there. Maybe just tweaking a couple of things out there for him. As again, it'll be runners at the corners, one out, and a 7-1 ball game. Here's Uribe. As at third stands Burton. The pitch in. Swung on and missed. Uribe a little bit late on that fastball. Counts 0-1 to him. On deck is Liam Edgar, the leadoff hitter in the order for South Medford. Glidden set. And now the pitch. Misses upstairs. Counts even 1-1. Glidden going with the two-seam fastball missing up. Want to try to keep the ball down here, see if he can't induce another double play ball, although the Falcons weren't able to successfully turn it on the last one. It was a good pitch by Glidden to get there. This one gets behind Takini and is going to allow a run to score as Burton touches home. Advancing to second is Max King, and it's a 7-2 ball game. Uribe still an RBI opportunity, though, here with a 2-1 count. Runner at second is Max King. Glidden comes set. And now the pitch. That one misses up. And Takini now going out to talk with Glidden. Seems to have maybe come out of his mechanics a little bit here, getting deep into these counts. He's hit 2 batters this inning, nearly walked the previous batter, and now is in a 3-1 count against Julian Uribe. And don't know if it's the heat or a mechanical issue here for Glidden, but Takini going to go out and try to solve it with him. Again, a 3-1 count at the plate to Uribe. And the pitch on the way. It's going to miss low. And a walk will put Uribe on. Brings up Liam Edgar. Edgar doubled in the first inning, was left stranded in scoring position, but now bats with 2 men on and just 1 man out. Third free pass of any variety issued by Glidden this inning, whether it was a hit by a pitch or a walk. Here's the offering. Pitch misses away. Glidden starts out Edgar with ball 1. On deck is Roman Christie. Not much of a lead off of first for Uribe. Pretty modest out at second for King as well, as Glidden finds the zone on a pitch that Edgar has to spin out of the way of. But count is even. Glidden will take that strike. Hunter. Deep breath out there as he tries to find the zone in a 1-1 count. Timeout called by the batter. Glidden may be taking too long for Edgar's liking, and so he calls time, steps out, and he's ready to dig back in here. Score is 7-2, the Falcons lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Glidden delivers the pitch. Curveball lifted to the right side of the infield, teeters underneath it, makes the catch, and there's 2 outs in the inning. Now in steps Roman Christie. Christie 0 for 1 today. Struck out there in the first inning. But still an RBI opportunity. Again, 2 men on, but now 2 men out for the center fielder for the Colts. Glidden set. Again, not a huge lead off a second for King, and the pitch home. It's a curveball that misses low. 1-0. Glidden starting out a lot of these guys with that off-speed stuff early. Hasn't been able to place the curveball how he'd like to so far today. But he comes back with a fastball, a 2-seamer, and gets a strike. And the count is even to Christie with Nate Cool on deck for South Medford. Glidden looks in, gets the sign from Jacoby, now set. Here's the offering. 2-seam fastball working in against the righty. And Glidden now has 2 strikes on Christie. Glidden set once more. And the pitch. Curveball hit weakly to the right side in foul territory, although no one's going to be able to get to it as it bounces off the top of the dugout. And the count remains 1-2. Takini sets the target again for the 1-2. 2-seamer up, misses up. And the count 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Roman Christie. We've got timeout as for the second time this inning, Craig Connor makes his way out. We're going to see a pitching change here for the Falcons. And I believe it's going to be P.J. Safford. I'll hold off on making that certain until we see him come out, but we'll step aside. 7-2 our score on 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
PJ Safford taking over on the hill here for the Klamath Falls Falcons. We're in the bottom half of the second inning, and a 7-2 lead here for Klamath Falls. Safford coming into today's ball game. He's making his 8th appearance of the season, his 7th in relief. Safford carries an 0-1 record. He's given up 12 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned. He's walked 13 and struck out 14, an ERA of 2.15 entering play today.
We were talking about this on the drive up, and I was saying that, you know what, I think we could throw PJ a little bit more than we already do. He's been so good and so efficient that he could probably go a whole game multiple times this season.
Yeah, he's only got 1 start, which is a surprising number for me. Came into the season expecting maybe he'd get a couple more starts, but they seem to have used him more in this late inning kind of role. I know we're not in the late innings of this one yet, but he's been used as kind of that middle relief closer guy, and I do like him in that role, but I think you're right. I mean, he can do a lot more than he's been used this season, that's for sure. Safford starts with a curveball, and 1 strike will end the inning, and Safford gets out of this one. He took over Christie's count with 2 strikes, send Christie packing for the second time today, and that'll do it here in the second inning. The Colts score 2, and they leave as many stranded. It's a 7-2 ball game. To the third we go on mybasin.com.
There's something special about this place. It's more than the quiet mornings and the open skies. It's more than the scenery. It's the people. Around here, people still wave when you pass by. They check in when something's wrong. They show up when it matters. At Sage Credit Union, we're proud to live and work in a region that believes in each other. A place where neighbors lend a hand, small businesses thrive, and generosity runs deep. We believe that being part of a community means giving back to it, not just with dollars, but with time, effort, and heart. That's why our employees earn paid volunteer time. That's why you'll see us at food drives, fundraisers, and the local fair. We show up for our community. This isn't just where we work. This is where we live, where we give, and where we grow. Right here, in the coffee shop, at the fundraiser, and in our local branch. At Sage Credit Union, we've found our people. We'll see you around town.
New arm out there for South Medford. It is Luke Nash as he takes over for Gunnar Dale. We'll try to give you an outlook here on Luke Nash in just a moment. He'll have to go up against Ty Teeters, Harley Hoblet, and Carson Sims, although I think we're going to get some new guys in the order here. Looks like Rogers and Snell do up this half. All right, so taking a look here at Nash. Season statistics for him. This is his second outing of the season. He's previously pitched 1/3 of an inning. And he got out of it without allowing a hit or a run. And getting some work in today against the Klamath Falls Falcons, guy who hasn't worked very much this year for South Medford. Max Rogers getting ready to step in now for the Falcons. His first at-bat of the day hitting here in Ty Teeter's spot. Trying to get a rally going for the Falcons as they lead 7-2. All right, are we just about ready to go? I think there might have been some changes for South Medford on the defensive end. Looks like we got a new catcher out there as well. And we'll try to get you all the changes here in just a moment for South Medford. Maybe just reset the whole defense for you. Looks like Colton Bricks is in catching, but we'll do our best here in just a moment. Here's the offering. It is a bouncer to third. Up with it is Ely. He sticks in the game at third. 1 pitch and 1 gone here in the third inning.
Great play at third by Ely to get his glove under that one. And then also a great throw to beat Max Rogers to first. That guy's fast.
Looks like over at first is Merritt for South Medford, as Mason Snell gets ready to step in. First pitch to Mason Snell is swung on and batted to center field, racing in.
Following the suit of Harley Hoblet.
With the hood?
He's got the hood on, yeah. Harley has been playing well, so if it works, it works.
You think he was inspired?
Inspired or stole the idea?
Oh, that's what I was fishing for.
Yeah.
Is he a thief? Highway robbery of the fashion statement.
Yeah.
First pitch to Sims, misses upstairs, 1-0. Carson today is 1 for 1. He was hit by a pitch in the first, but he singled in 2 runs in the second and scored as well. Pitch to Sims, misses low, 1-0. It's the top of the third inning, and the Falcons lead 7-2. Here's the pitch to Sims. Checks his swing on a pitch that misses wide. Counts now 3-0 to Carson. Good job by Carson taking a couple of pitches here after the first 2 batters were retired on 2 pitches. Want to make Nash work a little bit out there. Here's the 3-0 home, and Sims watches that one miss for a ball. And so a 2-out walk delivered to Sims, and it brings up Corbin Hamilton. Hamilton 0 for 2 in this one. He's struck out both times. Seeing if he can't find something to put in play here against Luke Nash. By the way, we can close the book on Gunnar Dale in this one. Dale wraps up having pitched 2 innings, allowing 5 hits, 7 runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. First pitch to Hamilton was called a strike. And now the pitch from Nash is lifted to the right side and foul. And Hamilton quickly in an 0-2 count up there at the plate.
Healthy home crowd, I think it's grown.
For a midday game, you're right. I'm thinking Thursday, 1 o'clock, working parents. Who's going to come out to this thing? But you're right. We had a couple of Falcons families travel. Pretty good contingent of South fans, too. Not too bad for a little afternoon baseball.
It's always nice to have some support.
0-2, taken low. It's a ball, and Sims swipes second. Now a chance for an RBI here for Hamilton with Sims in scoring position. Good speed out there. Almost any base hit will do the job. Hamilton just needs to find a way to poke it out there. Nash, after getting through the first 2 guys unscathed, walked Sims. And now in danger of letting him come across as Hamilton takes ball 1 wide, 1-2. After Hamilton in the order, it's Jacoby Tacchini for Klamath Falls. Nash takes a look out at second, now set. Sims gets an aggressive lead out there. That pitch is in the dirt, gets away from the catcher. Bricks tries to sling it down to third, but Sims is in there safely. And the count to Corbin is now full. Corbin, again, in the opener, a couple of base hits, 3 runs scored. No RBIs yet on the day, but that could change with one swing of the bat. Now to the windup is Luke Nash. The pitch is lined into center field, but pretty much right at Christie. He puts that one away for the out. After a 2-out walk, the Falcons leave Sims stranded in scoring position. They do carry a 7-2 lead, though, as we go to the bottom half of the third on mybasin.com.
At Geno's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us.
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food
for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes,
monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Josh Eldridge and Walter Hartley back with you today on 104.3 and 960 Sports as the Falcons lead here, a score of 7-2. The bottom of the third inning, it'll be Colton Bricks, Max Ely, and, well, the 5 spot is due up. I believe that's the pitcher spot, so should be Luke Nash, but I want to wait for sure to see if maybe there were some other swaps to come around to say that for sure. Here's the first pitch to Bricks. Safford gets strike one, knee-high two-seam fastball on the outside part. Safford works ahead here. Can close the book on Hunter Glidden as Safford now works into his second inning of relief. Glidden worked an inning and 2/3, allowing 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, and walked 1, along with a strikeout today for Hunter. Safford with 2 strikes on the hitter, uses the curveball to drop the hammer, and strike 3 called. So Bricks sent away for the first out in the third. And it brings up Max Ely. And, due up next for South is going to be Luke Nash. Oh, pardon me. It's going to be Kai Merritt. First pitch from Safford misses. Count is 1-0 to Ely, who is 0 for 1 in the ball game. Flew out back in the first inning as Safford uses the curveball to even things up at a ball and a strike. Already ready to go. Another curveball. This time it misses in the dirt. 2-1 to Ely. It's the guy that South Medford's looking for this half inning to try to get a rally started. Pitch is going to miss wide, and the count is 3-1. Safford still confident in the off-speed stuff in this count, though. We'll see where he goes. Gets the sign in from Tacchini and is ready to throw. Goes fastball on the outside part. Gets the strike called against Ely, and the count is full. Pitch on the way from Safford. Slider, line drive to short. Sims catches it on the fly, and there's 2 outs in the third. And so here comes Kai Merritt. He has taken over the game at first base for South Medford. He hits in the pitcher's spot, the 5-hole here. Gunnerdale exits the game after going 1 for 1 with a run scored. But Safford gets ahead of Kai Merritt, 0-1. Uses the two-seam fastball away from the righty. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed on the similar fastball. And Safford working ahead here of Kai Merritt. Safford dictates the pace out there. There's no question. The 0-2 curveball looked at for a ball, missed up. Safford tried to drop that one in again for a strike, similarly to how he did against Bricks. Not biting that time. Been a bit low, but the count's full now to Kai Merritt. Safford delivers. That one is popped up foul, and the count stays full. 3-2. The on-deck hitter is Luke Nash. Here's the pitch from Safford, 3-2 again, fouled straight back. Count remains 3-2. Safford, 3-2, slider swung on and missed. Win with the heater a few times. Safford dials up the off-speed stuff to set down Merritt on strikes. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the fourth in a 7-2 ball game. Falcons lead. Back after this on mybasin.com.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides, or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
Seven to 2 the score as we get set for the top half of inning number 4 on 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com. Jacoby Tacchini, Ian Meyer, and Colin Tacchini do up this inning. We'll see if anything gets changed around here for the Falcons. Got some alternate hitters in the third. See if they do more of the same here in the fourth. But same guy out there on the bump for the Colts, Luke Nash, into his second inning of relief. Got through the third unscathed. He gave up a 2-out walk, but it didn't hurt him as they left Sims stranded at third base in that inning. It gives Ian Meyer a chance to lead off here. Meyer has Tacchini a chance to lead off here. Tacchini singled and walked so far in the ball game. Here, he blasts one to left field. That one is gone. A solo homer for Jacoby Tacchini to lead off the fourth inning. He leaves the yard for the first time this season, and the Falcons lead 8-2.
There's our home run. I predicted it.
You did predict it. We were waiting for that one today.
Yeah. Well, there was someone to do it. It was going to be Jacoby Tacchini.
That's also very true. He's having a great day today. Another bomb for him on his career. But again, for him, it is the first of the season for Jacoby Tacchini. Now in steps Ian Meyer. Delivery to Meyer, taken inside low for a ball, 1-0. Meyer walked in the first, had a 2 RBI double in the second, and scored a run. Here's the pitch from Luke Nash. That one called a strike.
Looked lower than the first.
I thought the same, but the count 1-1 to Meyer. Colin Tacchini is on deck. See him warming up back there, so here's the 1-1 to Meyer. That one called a strike, no question. Belt high on the outside part of the plate, and there's 2 strikes on Meyer. Nash takes a deep breath, trying to find his center here with 2 strikes. One of the better hitters on this Falcons team. Meyer waits on the curveball, sends a hopper to first. Merritt knocks it down and then wins the foot race to the bag. And the play is made. There's 1 out in the fourth. Brings up Colin Tacchini here for the Falcons. Takini is 0 for 1 in this ball game, although he did walk in the first.
There's a little bit of wind, and let me tell you, boy, is it heavenly.
Nice little breeze. It's kind of blowing across the outfield from left to right. So that pitch is going to miss upstairs to Takini. So then going back to that home run, impressive that Takini had the power to get out of here with the wind kind of working against him in a way.
Takini has all the power.
Here's the pitch to Colin Takini. Waves and misses at an upstairs pitch, counts even. Yeah, I'm not going to be upset about the little breeze we got coming in. You won't hear me complaining. Here is the 1-1 pitch to Colin. That one bounces, 2-1. After Colin in the order, it is P.J. Safford. Colin has walked and grounded out so far in this one. 8-2 the score. Falcons lead the Colts. That pitch misses wide, rolls to the backstop, and Colin works ahead here 3-1. Nash out of the windup. Here it comes. That one dropped in for a strike. Might have been a changeup, maybe a curveball from Nash. Certainly dialed back the velocity on the inside pitch there to get one across against Takini. And now there's 2 strikes on the Falcons' third baseman. Nash agreeable on the sign from Bricks. Here's the pitch. It winds up behind Colin. And a 1-out walk puts him aboard here for P.J. Safford.
We were talking about P.J. Safford earlier, and I told you I thought the best part of his game was his pitching. And you disagreed with me. You said the best part of his game is his brain.
Yeah, I would agree with that. He's got a high baseball IQ. I mean, his pitching is solid, and he's showing us that so far today. Don't want to take away anything from the rest of his game, of course, but he's just a guy who knows ball. He's got great ball knowledge. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Here's a ground ball out to shortstop. It skips over the glove of Edgar and into center field, and Safford reaching there on the error will allow Takini to advance to second, and Thomas bats now. But just to finish that thought there on PJ, he's just, you never feel nervous about the ball being hit to him. You never feel nervous about putting him in a tough spot. You never feel nervous about trying to have him lay down a bunt. I mean, small things like that. You just don't feel nervous when he's out there, as he's going to be replaced as a courtesy runner by Colby Medeiros. Again, not to take away from that, though. The only reason that he's not running out there is because he's pitching. He's a good base runner, too. Yeah. He's smart on the base pads.
No, he doesn't have a weakness per se. But I think, like what you were saying, his biggest strength is his IQ.
Yeah, 100%. Pitch on the way to Chase Barrett. By the way, hitting in place of Thomas here. Probably going to take over on the defensive end in right field, too. Thomas exits today after going 0 for 2. So Barrett with 2 men on and 1 man out. Falcons lead 8-2. Pitch on the way to Barrett. Nearly hit him, but he takes it upstairs. Count is 1-1. After Barrett, it's Rogers. Pitch on the way. That one also misses into Teeters. Into Barrett. Had Teeters on the mind because he is being replaced the next at-bat by Rogers. The 8-hole, but again, it's Barrett at the plate. Here's the offering. Barrett lifts one into the air, left field. Uribe moving near the foul line is going to put it away for the out. Tagging from second and advancing to third is Colin Takini. And so a sacrifice. And Medeiros stays put at first. Colin Takini to third, and in steps Max Rogers. Rogers 0 for 1 in the ball game, grounded out in the third.
Rob Sims, I have a proposition for you. If we could get some little misters for our canopy,
I don't want to hear
just
this
like the
from
dugouts.
You. I don't want to hear this from you.
Why?
We need misters in the dugouts first before we need misters sitting in the shade.
No, that's true. But also
us.
We could have a bucket of ice water here, and then just like a little.
What about one of those little bladeless fans we can get from a? You know what I'm saying?
Bladeless fan?
Yeah, you don't know about those?
Like a Dyson fan?
Kind of, but they got little ones that you hold in your hands, you know?
Those ones have blades.
No, but they got bladeless ones.
I don't know what you're talking about, Josh.
Oh, I'm just from the future, I guess.
And the past.
All right. Back to baseball. Max Rogers at the plate. Here's the pitch from Luke Nash. Rogers hits that one towards left center field. Playable, though. Hangs up there, but neither outfielder makes a play on it. And now Medeiros a chance to score all the way from first. The throw short hops the catcher. No tag applied. And as Rogers knocks in 2 on the error, it makes it 10-2 Falcons.
Yeah, you could see Luke Nash kind of not happy about the play that happened in center field.
Hard to blame him. That was certainly playable between the left and center fielder. I don't know if they called each other off or if neither of them called it, but they kind of looked at each other as it landed right between them. So
it's kind of cartoonish.
Certainly a mistake there for sure, as it allows 2 more runs to come across for the Falcons. Medeiros in that case scoring all the way from first. And again, the score is 10-2. Klamath Falls leads South Medford here in the second of a doubleheader this afternoon. It brings up Mason Snell, who's 0 for 1 in the ball game today. First pitch to Snell is in the dirt. Rogers stays put at second. There is 2 outs in the inning, and the lineup card turns over next with Carson Sims on deck.
Yeah, Snell has an opportunity to knock in his teammate from the prep season, Max Rogers.
A couple of Mazama guys out there.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch. Misses up. Counts 2-0. You know, we talked a little bit about that trip the Falcons made to the Willamette Valley, that minor league baseball game we went to. You know, for a long time, my dream was to catch a foul ball at a pro baseball game. I've never, still to this day, never caught a foul ball. We were at that game. Mason Snell caught 2 at one game.
Wow.
So he's on my list. And
on what list?
You know. Here's the pitch to Snell, misses up. I'm only joking, of course, as Snell works a walk. But I was jealous of him, and I told him as much. By the way, I also want to make it clear that although he fielded 2 foul balls, he did give the first one to a kid, as is etiquette. You got to do that, okay? Got to keep the second one, and I was jealous.
That's nice. That's nice.
Got a mound visit here for South Medford. It'll be 2 men on, 2 men out in a 10-2 ball game. Again, we've talked about it. Looks like the road trip continuing for the Falcons. We might be seeing a pitching change here, though, so don't want to dive too deep into the schedule if we're going to be taking a break here. As up and out of the dugout is Johannes. And it looks like he's taken over on the bump, so we'll step aside for 60 seconds in a 10-2 ball game. Falcons lead South Medford. Back after this on mybasin.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been away forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
New arm for South Medford here in the 4th inning is Cole Johannes. As we take a look at the numbers for him so far on the season, this is his 2nd outing. He's pitched 1 previous inning, and he gave up 7 runs, 4 earned. He walked 3 and struck out 1 in his 1 previous innings pitched this season. As with 2 outs in the 4th inning, the Falcons have got runners at first and second, with Rogers at second, Snell on first, Sims at the plate in a 10-2 ball game. Sims today has reached base 3 times, and he's done it differently each time. In the first, he was hit by a pitch. In the second, he singled in 2 runs. And in the third, he walked. Johannes comes set on the hill. First pitch, misses low, 1-0. After Sims in the order is Corbin Hamilton. We're at the top of the Falcons lineup here with 2 outs in the fourth, and again an 8-run difference. The Falcons look to stay unbeaten in league play this season and improve to 12-0. They have to stave off South Medford for at least a few more innings here today. The pitch from Sims misses low. Counts 2-0 to Carson. Along with reaching base 3 times, he came around to score on 2 of those trips. Here's the pitch. Sims bounces one foul to the third base side. Counts 2-1. Carson to be a senior next year at Henley High School. Wrapped up his junior campaign this last year. One of, if not the best hitters on a team that reached the semifinal. Here's the pitch to Sims. And it is hit out to short. Up with it is the shortstop, Edgar. They throw to second and get Snell to end the inning. But the Falcons score 3, including the solo home run from Jacoby Takini. They now lead 10-2. We're headed to the bottom of the fourth next on mybasin.com.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local, community, engaged.
PJ Safford still out there working for the Klamath Falls Falcons as we get set for the bottom half of the fourth inning. It's a 10-2 ball game that the Falcons lead. And due up this half inning for the Colts is 6, 7, and 8 in their order. Although it looks like we're getting some new guys hitting in these spots. Cole Johannes taking over here, batting 6th for the Colts. Johannes in the opener today was 0 for 2, grounded out both times, hitting here from the left side against PJ Safford. And here's the pitch. Chopper towards the right side of the infield. Hamilton, the first baseman, underhand dish to Safford, covering. Good play there by the Falcons. There's that IQ of Safford coming in there, recognizing the slow roller, getting off the mound and covering the bag, and that led to an out. 1 gone in the fourth, and in steps Randy Patrick. Patrick was hit by a pitch in the second inning. Here's the offering. Hits that one into the air, center field. Although the catch is made in center. I believe that's Max Rogers out there in center field, and there's quickly 2 outs here in the fourth.
Taking care of business. That's what I like to see.
That's what PJ does out there. I mean, he just works quick. He throws strikes, pitches that you'd think are, balls that could be put in play, gets weak contact, and that's what he's doing here today. Also has 2 strikeouts for what it's worth. First pitch called a strike as well. That curveball just below the knees over the plate, counts 0-1.
That's what his dad sometimes plays at the end of games, taking care of business if the Falcons win. That should be his walkout song.
He's had the same walkout song forever, and I like it. I like his walk-up song.
Well, his walk-up song.
Oh, for pitching.
For pitching, yeah, from the bullpen.
2 strikes on the way. Pitch misses. What would your bullpen music be?
My bullpen music?
Yeah.
You got to give me like at least a week to think about that.
Okay. Well, I'll give you at least this half inning as Safford sets down King looking at strike 3 on the outside. But, Walter, that question is coming back in 60 seconds.
Oh, no.
Falcons lead 10-2 as we head to the top half of inning number 5 next on mybasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Rob, why do you think so many families choose Subaru here?
Because they're built for real life here in Southern Oregon.
All-wheel drive, safety, and room for everything from kids to camping gear.
And we've got Subarus in stock, ready to go when you are.
Plus, we're locally owned and deeply involved in the community.
When you buy from us, you buy from a dealership that supports Klamath Falls. Stop by and say hi.
Friendly, local, and easy to work with. That's us at Klamath Falls Subaru, right on Washburn Way.
Getting set for the top half of inning number 5, a game that the Klamath Falls Falcons lead 10-2. It is 2-3 and 4 in the order for the Falcons to try to kick off this 5th inning. They're looking for a couple of runs here. Try to end this game a bit ahead of schedule. Of course, they do carry a commanding lead, so they still feel comfortable, but trying to get out of here in 5 would certainly feel good for the Falcons coming on the road, as it's Hamilton, Takini, and Meyer. Still on the bump is Cole Johannes for the South Medford Colts. Hamilton so far today 0 for 3. He struck out a pair of times and flown out once. Here's the offering on the way from Johannes. And the pitch. Curveball misses down and in, 1-0. So I've given you some time here to think about it, Walter. What are we going for the bullpen walkout music?
For the bullpen or for the walk-up song?
Give me both. Why not? Let's hear them both.
All right. Kryptonite for either one of them by Three Doors Down.
Okay. I like that choice. Hamilton grounds one through on the left side, a leadoff single as the Falcons here in business to start the 5th inning. First hit of this ball game for Corbin, and third of the day going back to our opener earlier this afternoon.
And then I'd also have to say Heart-Shaped Box by Nirvana.
Wow, that's a great bullpen walkout song, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. I think so, too.
I like that choice. All right. Before the at-bat to Takini, by the way, homered his last time up, goes out and talked to Johannes, does the catcher bricks. And so we'll see here if there's anything afoot with Hamilton aboard, or if they're just going to talk about strategy against Jacoby Takini. Johannes comes set. Here's the pitch. Called a strike on the inside part, 0-1 against Takini. As looks like Jacoby Nickerson is due up next in the 4 spot. Pitch on the way to Takini. That one misses up. Thought about backpicking Hamilton at first, but he's back there safely. So counts even here to Jacoby. Along with that home run earlier in the game, he also singled in a run in the first. Here's the pitch. A chopper to third. Up with it is the third baseman, Ely. Throw on to second for 1, but Takini is going to beat it out, and the throw winds up over the head of the first baseman. Takini's then going to get into second base. And so reaching on the fielder's choice, advancing on the error. I suppose not that it necessarily matters, but Hamilton out on the fielder's choice, and it brings up Jacoby Nickerson.
And it looks like Takini's going to stay out there.
Have him out there to run. At least before there's 2 outs in the inning. I think that's all right.
Oh, now they got Poor.
All right, there's Hayden Poor. Okay, so with Poor at second, Nickerson steps in. This is Nickerson's first at-bat of this one. Batting here from the left side against Cole Johannes. Here's the pitch home. Nickerson is going to swing and miss at that one that gets away from the catcher, so Poor advances to third with one out in the inning. A 10-2 Falcons lead with one out in the fifth. After Nickerson, it's Colin Tacchini due up next.
Falcons just need 2 more runs across for a mercy rule next inning.
They'll be looking hard for him. Here's the pitch to Nickerson. Catches the outer third, 0-2. Nickerson digs back into that left-handed batter's box. Set on the bump is Johannes. Takes a long look over at third. Now pitches. That one misses in. I thought I might have seen him come set twice, but maybe I'm seeing some things. Count is 1-2 at the plate to Nickerson. Hit in the spot here of Ian Meyer, who started the game at first base. I'm going to imagine that he'll be taken over at third. Nickerson hits one into center field, down for a base hit. And an RBI single for Jacoby. That plate's Poor, and it's an 11-2 ball game. That brings up Colin Tacchini. Maybe not. It looks like Colby Medeiros is going to be taking this at-bat here. So Medeiros' first at-bat of the day. Hits in the spot of Tacchini here, who was 0 for 1, but he did walk 2 times.
Did Medeiros score earlier? I know he ran the base paths earlier.
Yes, he did score earlier. He ran in for P.J. Safford, who scored on an error earlier in the game. Or who reached on an error, and Medeiros scored on that trip around the bases. And I suppose he did score on the error because it was an error in center field that wound up scoring him. So, yeah, both points still stand. This is Medeiros' first at-bat of the day, though. He's ahead 1-0. P.J. Safford still due up next. He'll almost certainly take his own at-bat in the pitcher's spot. Bouncer to third. Throw on to first is in time. 2 outs in the inning, but Nickerson advances into scoring position. Safford looking for the base hit here. Safford today is 1 for 3. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first, but drove in a run. Same for when he singled in the second and reached on an error in the fourth. He didn't knock in any runs there, but his run would come in to score. Here he takes strike 1 on the outside part. Safford behind in the count 0-1. After Safford, if the inning continues, it's Chase Barrett.
I apologize for the scoreboard saying top of the 4th earlier. I was just following what the scoreboard said here, and they recently changed it. So it is the top of the 5th inning.
Top of the 5th. Here we go. Pitch in. Safford lifts that one weakly to right field. That one is going to settle down foul. And there's 2 strikes here on P.J. Safford. Due up in the next half inning for South is going to be 9-1-2 in their order. All right. Johannes back on the bump. Ready to deliver to P.J. Safford. Here's the 2-strike offering. That one is hit to the right side. It is over the head of the right fielder, down for a base hit. They wave in Nickerson. The throw is never going to come. Safford with a clutch bloop single to put the Falcons up by 10.
All right. I think that's what everyone here was hoping would happen.
All the Falcons fans in attendance for certain. But now key is to try to hang on to this, maybe add to it if you can. If you're Chase Barrett, they're going to keep Safford out there to run, which surprises me a little bit. But he's aboard at first. And I think Safford knew exactly what he had to do on that swing. That pitch was out of the zone, but he went looking for it.
Yeah.
And he just poked it over into right field for that base hit. Safford takes off on a pitch in the dirt and is in safely. Now into scoring position here for Chase Barrett.
Well, I heard him talking with his dad last game about his approach at the plate. And he was talking about like a scenario, and he says, I wasn't looking to crush it. I was just looking to place it well. And I think that speaks to his IQ. Like we were talking about earlier, he he was looking for that opposite ball, and he poked it well.
Ground ball to third off the bat of Barrett. Up with it is Ely. Throw to first is there, and it's in time. But the Falcons get that coveted 10th run, looking to protect it. Headed to the bottom of the fifth inning next on mybasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN, expert care when it matters most.
At Pacific Power, we can't predict the future, but we're preparing for every possibility. With more extreme weather year-round, we're investing in an energy system ready for what comes next. By strengthening the grid, using smart infrastructure, and drawing from our diverse energy resources, we're not just powering today. We're designing an energy system that's built to weather tomorrow. Energy that makes powering your greatness possible.
Klamath Falls Falcons lead 12-2 as we enter the bottom half of the fifth inning here on 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com. PJ Safford looking to close this one out today, as he's going to have to go through 9, 1, and 2 in the South Medford order this half inning.
You know, we're talking about stopping getting ice cream after this game, and that brought me back to the Choco Taco.
Man, I thought I told you to be quiet about our ice cream plans after the game.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I can't believe you throw me under the bus like that.
Well, what, are we going to get ambushed or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
People are going to steal the ice cream out from under us?
Don't meet us out by the Minute Mart, out by South Medford High School after this one.
Anyways.
Be running into some boys with arms full of ice cream.
July 2022 is when they discontinued it.
Is that the date of death for the Choco Taco?
Yes.
First pitch on the way. I believe this is Uribe in the box. He takes ball one away. Count is 1-0. Falcons have to protect this 10-run lead, though. Can't let anything get across against them, or we've got some more baseball coming our way. As the second pitch is swung on and missed. Count is 1-1 to Uribe today. And for Safford, was just checking if he finishes this game and works the rest of it without allowing a run to come across this inning, he would be in line for a win this afternoon. Here's the pitch. That one misses low. Count is, I believe, 3-1, or is it 2-2? Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Down goes Uribe on strikes to lead off the fifth inning. And for Safford, that is now 4 strikeouts in the ball game. Liam Edgar due up now, top of the Colts order. Edgar 1 for 2 today. He doubled in the first, flew out in the second. Safford out of the windup. And here's the pitch. Slider misses away. 1-0. Couple of changes on the defensive end for the Falcons here late in this one. We reset the whole defense for you. After this 1-0 pitch is hit foul 1-1. Jacoby Takini still catching, but Jacoby Nickerson at third. Carson Sims at short. Colby Medeiros at second. Corbin Hamilton at first. Mason Snell in left, Max Rogers in center, Chase Barrett in right. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It is a roller out to Sims at short. Short hops the throw to first, but Hamilton snags it, and the play is made. There's 2 outs in the inning. So this brings up Roman Christie for the Colts. South Medford potentially down to their final out of this ball game. Christie has struck out a pair of times today, once in the first and once in the second. Scores 12-2, and the Falcons lead in the fifth. Due up next, should the game continue, is Colton Bricks. Here's the pitch from Safford. Letter high fastball called a strike, and the count's 0-1. Safford ready to deliver again, gets the sign in from Takini. Goes with the slider away. Maybe trying to get Christie to chase there, but the count's 1-1.
Wow, that ball broke so much that Takini wasn't even expecting it.
The slider that PJ has, it mimics the fastball out of his hand and then just spins there at the very end. He's got really great spin rate on his slider. The count to Christie, I believe, is 2-1. And here's the offering. That one's in the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the Colts down to their final strike of the day. Trying to find it here. Safford delivers. It's a slider. Bounced back up the middle. Sims charging. A tough throw is not going to be there in time. And it gets away from Hamilton for a moment. I think that might have hit the runner as he was running through the bag. Did that hit him?
Does that mean he's out?
No.
Oh, no. It's only if it's hit, huh?
Only if it's a live batted ball.
You know,
but yeah, that must have hit him because he's out there trying to work it out. That kind of saved the Falcons there, because if that gets by Hamilton any further than it did, Christie probably advances to second on a throwing error, despite just having reached on an infield single standardly. He is going to be on board with the 3rd hit of the day for South Medford. Here's Colton Bricks. Pitch from Safford, slider misses away, 1-0. Bricks 0 for 2 today, flew out in the first, struck out in the third. Here's the pitch. 2-seam fastball starts away, breaks back over the plate to Bricks. I want to stand corrected. Bricks 0 for 1. He only has that strikeout in the third. He came in as a pinch hitter and as a replacement for Nate Kuhl in that inning. Here's the pitch. That one is hit a bit harder out towards Sims. A better chance at this one. He throws to second for the out, and that is the ball game. The Falcons come to town and collect a sweep of the South Medford Colts here at South Medford High School. A score of 12-2 in our nightcap today. We're going to step aside for 2 minutes. Get ready to wrap this one up for you next on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN. Expert care when it matters most.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides, or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local community engaged.
Final score for the Klamath Falls Falcons today, 12-2 against the South Medford Colts. For the Falcons today, 12 runs come on 10 hits. They commit no errors. For the Colts today, 2 runs on 3 hits. They commit 3 errors. The game's winning pitcher is P.J. Safford, who worked 3 1/3 innings today, allowed 1 hit. He struck out 5. The losing pitcher today for the Colts is going to be Gunnar Dale, who worked the first 3 innings of this one, gave up 5 hits, 7 runs. They were all earned. He walked 3 and struck out 3. 1 home run in the contest. It was Jacoby Takini's as he finishes a 2-for-3 day with 2 RBIs. Ian Meyer was 1 for 2 with a run scored, 2 RBIs. Carson Sims also knocked in a pair of runs today on a 1-for-2 day. P.J. Safford, 3 RBIs today on a 2-for-4 day, including the win on the bump for him. This improves the Falcons' league record to 12-0. They are now 24-3 overall on the season. For South Medford, they fall to 7-9 in in league play, 10-9 overall on the season. Walter, any thoughts before we wrap this one up and head on home?
Not really. Well done, boys.
All right, keep the good times rolling. They'll try to do it again on Saturday against North Medford. That's our next broadcast from Jim Maccabee Field, live at 1 o'clock for a league doubleheader. If you can't make the Saturday trip, we'll be right there along for you on mybasin.com and 104.3 and 960 Sports. In the meantime, I want to thank everybody for making today's broadcast possible. Both head coaches, Coach McHenry and Coach Sellers of South Medford, and also Coach Sean Teeters here for the Klamath Falls Falcons. Also want to thank Wendy Glidden, our scorer today, for the game changer, and of course Mike Safford at home for cluing us in on anything we might need help with as well. For my partner, Walter Hartley, my name is Josh Eldridge. For now, so long from South Medford High School.